And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on you, man. It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast, episode 440. And today we have our friend, the Floating Head, Hellbent, on. He disappeared. And then we also have Laci Green for the first time ever.
So exciting.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, of course. Thanks for having me. I'm glad we finally made it happen. I feel like we've been going back and forth on it for a minute.
Yeah, you know, it's so weird. This has come full circle because before I was on YouTube, I used to watch a lot of YouTube. I used to watch all your atheism videos. And then you started doing the SJW videos, and we used to play those and kind of goof on them on this show. And now here you are.
Yeah. Hey, don't be a hater. You love those videos secretly, deep down.
Hey, I'm a proud SJW.
He is. He's the voice of the SJWs on this show.
I'm the only one willing to speak up. Well, and every other SJW.
I love a good argument, though. Come on.
That's why I was hoping Jimmy Dore would be on tonight. Like, I agree with him on some things and a lot of things I don't. But he's, he can be a funny guy. But he rescheduled with us. I think he's going to be on Friday. So, and Boogie.
Well, you got me instead.
Boogie's coming on too.
Yeah, that's going to be
on the 11th, I think.
Yes.
So great.
I'm going to poke his belly.
So what were we talking about before we went on the air? The fetishes.
I want to bring this back because there were a lot of questions asked for us to ask Laci, and they were all fucking horrible. Like everybody that sent in questions is pieces of shit.
You let us down.
But like we started bringing up some of the questions, and we're talking about kinks, and Laci said that she got approached by a kink website.
Yeah,
what was it called?
I did this video about kinks, and so recently I've just been getting this influx. This is not a normal occurrence for me, okay? This is a little bit out of the wheelhouse. But I got this email today from a foot fetish website. Well, it's like a foot fetish and tickling website that wants to do a tickling video.
The name of the website is what got me.
Yeah, it's called Soulmates. Which is adorable.
Yeah.
Like the sole of your shoe.
Yeah.
Now that's what I call
You do love a good pun.
I do love a good pun.
Might say they're a bit corny.
Oh, no.
I said a good pun.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think foot fetish is the number one fetish, right?
I've been told.
It's definitely common.
Yeah. I've never been approached by a foot fetishist in my life, but I've been told they're the most aggressive on the internet too.
I saw Mr. Epsilon in the chat, and he sold his underwear, dirty underwear, to somebody as a fetish. I did that too.
Did you?
Yeah. Remember the guy and the girl that were on the channel? They were being accused of being pedos.
Yeah.
Yeah. The girl bought my underwear.
Oh, that's
She's
weird.
not just a pedo. She also likes fat guy shitty undies.
Wait, you sold someone your underwear?
Yeah, it was. She was like, "How much for your underwear?" Like I thought it was a joke, and I was like, $150. She goes, "Will you take 75?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then she sent me $75, and I just shipped her my fucking dirty undies.
Nice.
But
Very nice.
Repsion did it too. That's like the underwear, used clothing, like underwear and socks and shit like that.
Yeah,
it's huge.
Should I put that on the? Should I put that on the market,
dude? You might have to have Can you have a Patreon perk that's like stinky undies?
I think you can.
Yes,
because I think they
I
let
feel like it's gonna appeal to a small group of people, but why not?
Yeah, why not cash in? It's an untapped resource.
I bet you there's at least 20 people
I doubt it's
that watch
untapped.
this show. Well, it's untapped here. Ben isn't selling no undies
in Japan, man. Come on, man. They industrialized it years ago.
That's true.
We're bringing the brand to the Drunken Peasants.
Oh, branded.
We're bringing it here to DP.
I think porn stars may sell them in some cases, but
we know they do. I'm saying here it's untapped in the Drunken Peasants market.
Yes.
Who wants some big old stinky Billy parachute undies?
There was that one episode where I got in my underwear and spanked you with a belt for money.
Yeah.
So there we go.
I'll put the underwear.
We can get it going.
Oh,
you don't want to send them folded.
He's got them ready.
The last thing you want to do is send somebody a folded pair of underwear because they don't think it's been worn. You never want to fold them after you wear them to send. You got to have them like all crinkled up. So they pull it out and they're like,
they see this like tape line here, they're going to know. It's like, oh, no way, you know.
They're going to be pissed. You try to sell that to somebody and say it's used, they're going to be pissed.
It's like selling somebody oregano and saying, oh, yeah, it's dank, man. It's dank here. You're going to get... Oh.
They have to test it for authenticity, you know? It's got that real stank on it.
It's kind of great, though, like selling used clothes because everybody wins, right? Like you just wear your underwear or your socks and some very happy person gets to be happy about your dirty laundry and you get paid for it, which is like, I don't know. That's like an ideal situation in my book. Everyone should be consuming and selling their dirty laundry.
I do consume dirty laundry.
I like those deals where everybody wins.
People
Plus
might follow, you know, pretty looking girls to the clothing donation booth and rate it.
Yeah, if for every pair of underwear you sell, you can go buy like 2 or 3 new pairs and still have cash left over. It's the best thing in the world. I hate wearing socks after they've been washed. I love brand new socks. My favorite thing. So maybe I'll start.
You don't like wearing them after they've been washed?
I like brand new socks. I'll wear them.
Like, what's wrong with washed socks?
I'll wear them when they're washed.
Laundry, it smells so good.
I see. I don't like. You should see my feet. I got some clod stompers. So the first time I wear a pair of socks, they're never the same again. No matter how much you wash them, it's not that they smell. They just look like they've been like stretched, like Andre the Giant tried to kick the shit out of them. It's just how my feet work. So a brand new pair of socks it's like a virgin vagina, untouched. And then you stick your foot in, and the hymen breaks, and the fucking socks are all bloody.
What?
What?
Okay.
When does this happen?
What?
We need to have a sex ed lesson right now because that is not how it works, Billy.
You've
I am
obviously
disappointed in you, my son. Haven't you watched my hymen video?
No, but have you watched me put on a pair of brand new socks?
Can't say I have, actually.
You might liken it to a busted hymen. I don't know.
What? No.
I tear the fucking seams out of those things when they slide on my foot. They're never big enough.
She's gonna educate you now.
Oh my god! Yeah, tell me what I don't know about broken hymens because I've never broken one myself.
Whoa. Okay. Well, that's great because they don't fucking break. So if you are breaking them, that is a very bad sign that something's gone wrong. They don't break. This is actually like one of my. I feel like this is one of the things that I repeated the most in my life. This and that vaginas don't like get dirty because they clean themselves. Like that's how they fucking work. They clean themselves. People think they need to put like all kinds of shitty cleansers and like detergents and crap up in their vagina. Which I know you don't have a vagina, but think about it like putting something in your butt. Like that would not be pleasant, right?
It's not that bad.
He just smiled at me because you said think of putting something in your butt.
I was like, hey,
and then he gave me a little smirk like that.
Don't put soap in your ass. All right, that's the moral.
Oh yeah.
You don't soap your ass up?
You probably shouldn't do that. It seems
really,
you know. Yeah, because they're like really sensitive mucous membranes in there. Really easily irritated, and it'll make you more susceptible to HIV and stuff.
In the butt.
Yeah.
In the butt.
Because I soap my butt, I'm gonna get AIDS.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I'm
never
washing my asshole
like,
again.
Literally up in, not like washing like the outside. I'm talking about like inside your ass.
Let's say you put a little bit of liquid soap.
Like that.
Let's say you put a little liquid soap on your fingertip and then you just go inside the rim maybe half an inch and do a little swirl with it until it bubbles up. It suds a little bit. It just suds a little bit. Is that okay?
That's okay, but you shouldn't. You shouldn't put soap in there.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, don't put soap in there.
When a girl's vagina...
You won't die, but, you know, it's not advisable.
When a girl's vagina seems like it's dirty, what is that? A yeast infection or?
Well, describe to me what you mean by it seems like it's dirty.
If it smells like it's something you wouldn't eat.
Well, I mean, I don't know how up close and personal you've gotten with dicks, but does it smell like something you want to eat?
Yeah. I make sure and put like little sauces and stuff on my dick so it's got a little extra flavor. I rub a little like dry rub to put on ribs. I slap it around because I cannot suck my own penis, but if
most people can't.
Yeah, but if ever somebody is willing to do it for me, I want it to taste good. Right. So I try and put a little flavor. I try to take them to Flavor Town. Yeah. I try and give them that. But okay, back to the hymen. Now you're saying it doesn't break.
There was that genitals like have kind of a musky smell. They don't smell like food normally. So if it has like a little bit of a musky smell, that's fine. Sometimes if someone has an infection, which is rarer, it's not rare, but it's rarer, it might smell stronger. But even then, like if you get sweaty or, it's just been a few days since you hit the shower.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Don't do that.
I mean, dicks have smells too. I feel like they smell kind of the same when they get kind of sweaty and, you need a shower.
Are you sure you haven't just came into contact with some top quality penis and vaginas in your life? Maybe you got some good. I don't know how many other vaginas you came in contact with.
That was another question, actually,
but
that we got from the audience.
There are some pretty out there ones, and yeah, maybe there's some musty nuts and stuff like that, and some stink dick. But there are just some vaginas that like they have a seeping aroma to them.
Right. Well, I think that's a little bit of that is normal. Like your genitals don't smell like flowers. They don't smell like perfume. They smell like genitals. I mean, it's like an orifice on your body that has liquids going out of it a lot.
It's like ball smell. You know what balls, the smell of balls.
But I've been with tons of girls that don't have they don't have smells at all. They like, and then they taste like water. Are
they like shower fresh or something?
Maybe. I don't think so.
Well, yeah, there's that, and like everyone's a little bit different. But in general, like a little smell is par for the course. It just kind of comes with the package. So regardless of what whether it's a vagina or a penis.
Back to the hymen thing, they don't break. What do you mean by that? Do they bleed?
No. They don't. Okay, you just gotta watch my video on this, but I'll try to make it simple. Okay, it's basically like a little ring. Okay, so you have like the vagina, right? The entrance to the vagina, and there's a little ring on the outside, and there's a little membrane, kind of like your cuticle on your fingers, right?
Yeah.
It's like that, but it's around the outside. So the hymen stretches a little bit when you put things in it, but it doesn't break because it's a ring, and it shouldn't bleed. Like, unless you're doing some fucked up stuff, it shouldn't be bleeding. Sometimes if there's like if you have a thicker cuticle, right? Like the ring is a little bit thicker and someone just like jams things in there without any lube or like without warming up, then it can put a little tear in that membrane and sometimes it'll bleed. And that's where the bleeding comes from because people are just like rushing and like stretching it out too quickly, basically. Like you gotta walk before you can run. Yeah.
Okay.
And experience, like people just don't know that sometimes, even after they've had sex a lot.
Okay. Thank you for clearing that up for me.
You're so welcome, Billy. I am happy to talk to you about vaginas anytime. Also penises.
I feel so blessed right now.
Very educational.
Well, I don't know. Like, should we move on from all this kinky weird talk, or?
Yeah, sure.
We can always bounce back.
Yeah, we can always come back to kinky weird talk.
Can I ask a couple of the fan questions that we actually allowed?
Yeah.
A fan asks, what is your opinion on the social media trend of sexually provocative pictures captioned with deep inspirational quotes?
Oh, yeah, I've seen this on Twitter. It's usually like a really cute girl, right? And there's like a quote.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
What's the controversy?
I know.
It was a question. Yeah.
Someone.
I mean, if you want to post a picture of yourself looking cute and then just post a quote with it, I won't be mad.
Yeah.
I think being
Unless
cute
it's a really bad quote, I'll just be like, what is this shit? You've just like tarnished this beautiful, cute picture.
What if I'm spreading my butthole into the camera and it says Hitler did nothing wrong? That's not good, right? That's not good. That's terrible, actually.
That is not good.
Okay. Now, what if
Jesus Christ.
What if I'm spreading my butthole in the picture, but it says like women are inspiration?
No
what? No
butthole
butthole?
spreading.
Okay.
Please
That's where the
spare
problem
us.
lies. Okay.
It's all about the message.
Maybe on like spreadbuttholes.com, but when I'm on Twitter, I'm not scrolling down to see anybody's butt.
See, I follow enough porn stars and stuff that I see enough buttholes. Like, I'll just be scrolling. I'm like, oh, there's Mercedes Carrera, and she has like...
That's why. I follow Mercedes Carrera. I see porn more often on Twitter than any other time. Like, even when I look for it on purpose, I see it more on Twitter because I follow her.
Yeah.
And there's like 20 pictures a day and videos of her
Right.
constantly.
That's why I had to stop following porn stars. Like, even when I like to hear what they say, it's like, I can't just be scrolling around on my computer at the coffee shop or something and have a picture of you with your dick out.
Yeah.
It's just not a comfortable experience for me.
I can do that. Like, I'll be checking my Twitter at my niece and nephew's school, waiting for them to get out.
Oh my God.
There's like teachers running around, and I just scroll past a butthole, and I'm like, hey, you probably should look away, little kid. There's a butthole on the screen. You know, but I'm not doing it on purpose, but I'm not going to change my life just because of my surroundings.
You're about to get banned from school zone.
You think so?
You are going to get banned from schools. That's going to happen.
Maybe I won't do that anymore. But it's like I'm not purposefully looking at that stuff. I'm just not going to not check Twitter because I'm in a school zone. Like I don't see the I'm living my life. That's all I'm saying.
You're there.
You live your life. It's not the end of the world. I just personally feel uncomfortable. Or like on a plane. That's actually worse. Like when you're on a plane and you're scrolling on Twitter and someone's like obviously just staring at your screen because they're bored.
Yeah.
It's like, well, here's my life. Do you want to see this porn star's asshole? Check it out.
You're welcome. If you're staring over my shoulder, my favorite is when someone's watching porn on the plane and they don't realize their headphones are so loud that everybody else can hear it. And it's like, oh yeah.
Someone just asked if
yeah.
Someone just asked if Laci's going to be at MythCon this year.
No, I won't, sadly, because my book comes out the same weekend. So
Tell us about that.
Yeah.
It's just a sex ed book. It has a lot about vaginas. So, Billy, I feel like you should be picking that up. And you're going to
pick it up. Yeah. You're going to learn me. I saw the commercial you did for it. It was very well done. And I wanted to buy it then, but it wasn't available. Now that I know that I'm also not going to MythCon, I can spend the entire weekend reading it.
You're going to be an expert.
Yes. I'm going to know all about the pussy.
You're going to come back and Billy's just going to be making sex ed videos. He's going to be like, listen up. Let me tell you something about vaginas.
How mad would you be if I read your book and then just cut into your market?
I would be so happy, actually.
Really? Is there room for both of us?
I like it when people talk about sexuality.
Okay, cool.
It's good. It's a good thing, especially guys, because I feel like it's okay for guys to talk about sex like as a sexy thing. Like guys are more open about masturbating and porn and stuff, but like they're less open about maybe like the more biological aspects of it or like the emotional aspects of sex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Guys don't really talk about emotions, right? Like that's not our thing. Emotions are for fucking...
You've already said too much about emotions for me.
I know, right? Yeah. I'm starting to lactate. Fuck.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way? Do you feel like guys don't talk about their feelings enough?
I mean, I feel like based on results, guys really don't talk about their feelings. It's just
right.
I only hear about it during a divorce or something like that. Otherwise, people are just showing me their cell phones, like, check out the tits on this broad. I'm like, yeah, well, there you go. That's cool. Thank you for showing.
I just don't really see the value in feelings, so I try not have any at all. I think the less feelings you have, the more like God you are.
Wow.
Do you think so?
I think so, yeah. Like, I'll go watch these superhero movies, and the villains always, like, they're doing something bad, but, like, now Marvel will just put enough, like, human relation into them where, like, well, I'm doing it for this reason. So you can kind of see why they're doing it. I'm like, I totally like that these guys are killing half the world or whatever they do, you know? I'm like, yeah, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I can see their point of view. And when you let feelings, when you let feelings get in the way of like ideas, then you have SJW movements.
That's very Vulcan of you.
Dude, I love Vulcans. I'm like the fattest Vulcan you'll ever meet.
It's gotta be like a balance of both, right? Like you can't let your feelings get in the way on matters of logic and reason, but you still have to acknowledge that people have feelings and it like influences how they behave and how they see the world.
Not if you eat your feelings.
Well, there's always that.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. We have another question, Laci, from a fan. A fan asks, why do you think the right wing in this country is obsessed with control of women's health care?
Oh, that's such a big topic. But I think in general, like if you look historically at like religion, the Catholic Church, Christianity and all of that, controlling sex was a way to control people. You control sex, you control the means of reproduction, and you can much more easily control an entire population. If you control their sexuality, you control a huge aspect of humanity. Yeah. And so I think that it's all about control. I think there's an obsession with taking away people's control and, particularly women's control, because women are the ones that have babies.
Or even men, like there's places where they're giving away free condoms, and then you have some people a little bit on the right wing that didn't want the condoms to be given away because like you're promoting sex. It's like, well, they didn't even want, trying to make sure you don't get teen pregnancies.
They didn't even want they didn't even want like younger women to get the HPV vaccine and stuff because they thought that was like, oh, go have more sex because you got a vaccine now.
Right. So. Yeah. There's a lot of that stuff still going on. In fact, like right now, there's this giant controversy that's happening in Virginia because some high school class showed one of my videos, and like people are freaking out about it. And I think like our country, the United States in particular, has really strong puritanical roots, just really anti-sex, really very controlling about sexuality, and that's still happening today in a lot of ways. And so part of like allowing people to be free, like truly free, is letting them be free in their sexuality and letting them choose like the type of sex they have, as long as it's consensual and like with adults, and letting them choose when or if they want to have families, letting them plan when to become parents, things like that. That is like real freedom for people. And I think that's very scary to people who don't like the idea of people being free. They prefer control.
And I think
I can agree to that.
The more babies that are born unwanted become sour, bitter Republicans anyways, so they vote. They vote red state rules, so I don't know. You could argue all day why men want to control women.
You see a lot of that in the Muslim world too. So
yeah, it's been historically men have always had their thumb over, and now that they're losing that grip here in the Western civilization, these old men are getting pissed. Like every guy fears that their son's going to get taken away, or they're going to get a woman pregnant and their seed will be aborted without their consent. They're all these scared little fucking boys that call themselves men. Dude, if you can't keep a woman happy enough to raise your fucking child in her stomach for 9 months, you don't deserve that fucking kid. You're not a real man, in my opinion. Pussy.
Okay, pussies are great, but
they are, but
I hear you. I think that there's a fear, and it's like if you really want people to be, if you like for all this talk about being a real man and like manning up and stuff, this idea that you need to control women, like if we're gonna go with this idea that there's a real man, if that's your idea of being a real man, that's fucking stupid. Like what kind of dude needs to control other people? Particularly your partner who you're having babies with. That's weird.
You shouldn't control anybody. You should make people feel comfortable having babies with you if you want to have babies, right? They should feel comfortable.
That's probably a good first step.
Yeah.
Step 1, I do not feel threatened by you.
Yeah, there's so many guys that use their threatening fucking mannerisms to control women.
Are you kidding me, man?
What? Me and Laci are getting real right now.
I love you, Billy.
There was one more question from Cunty Cat.
Cunty Cat?
Cunty Cat. He sent a donation in through Super Chat.
Yeah.
And he asked, Laci, have you ever thought of opening a boner factory since you're so good at making them?
What the fuck is a boner factory?
I don't know. I just read
that.
It's actually a really disturbing image in my head. I'm just you know that scene in Across the Universe where it's like all those guys, the soldiers, like being tested? I'm just picturing like rows of men like getting boners systematically. It's very disturbing.
And you are the one running the factory, according to...
running it. I'm running the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get 'em out.
Somebody's got to run the boner factory.
Boners.
So thank you for that disturbing image, Cunty Cat.
I have one more question.
Yeah, go ahead. All the questions. Actually, ask your question. I have to run and grab something really quick.
Right. Earlier, Laci, when I called I didn't call anybody in particular, but bitch ass punk guys, I said call them a pussy, and you're like, pussies are a good thing. What's a better word I could use to denigrate loser fucking dudes?
Well, I don't know. I really like it when Bunty calls people rats. Bunty has some really great insults, but in general, I feel like I don't understand why people think pussy is an insult. Like when you think about it, pussies are awesome and they're very crazy strong. And like, you know, you want to talk about something that's weak and easily hurt. I mean, I don't mean to be a hater, but like testicles, come on. Like, why is it pussies that are seen that way? Pussies they like birth babies, literally. And like, they can really, I mean, there's some very intense sexual acts that they can handle. So I'm just saying.
It's always found like the more immature the insult, the better. Sometimes they'll call somebody, you stupid wiener. And it sounds so stupid to come out because, like, what are you, 4 years old? But on the same end, it kind of has a little bit more impact saying, you pussy.
Yeah.
I just like
I understand why it has a punch. I just, as someone who talks about pussies every day, I'm just like, all the haters.
I 100% agree with your defense of the word pussy, and it's 100% is a tough fucking object that takes a pounding and comes back for more. Like that's true. But to those fucking wannabe alpha male pricks, like calling them a pussy takes away everything that they fucking believe in their own mind. You know, that's why I do it, because I'm like, pussy, and they're like, oh, I'm a pussy, I'm a real man, I got a big old dick. Yeah, right. It's that type of shit, you know.
Just be like, yeah, you are what you eat, right?
But I'm not trying to be a dick about it. I just like the word pussy. So if I say it again, it's nothing against the strong vaginas out there. I'm very proud, of.
Well, it's sort of interesting. Like even dick and asshole. Like a lot of our insults are about genitals.
Yeah.
And they're about gay guys, like calling a guy a sissy and a fairy and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, like it's hard for me not to think about it just because I see the world through this lens and like I work in this industry, right? Where we like try to encourage people to think more critically about how we think about sexuality and maybe some of the language that gets caught up in that. But I don't think the language is the biggest deal in the world. I just think it's funny. It's like, okay.
Well, if you're going to insult somebody, you go for the weakest portion, right? So if somebody like Billy said, it's like a big old masculine alpha male, calling them a pansy or something like that's going to get to them. Or if you say, you're a dick, they're going to go, yeah, and I got a big one too. It's not going to work.
Exactly. Yeah, because they're so invested in not being that. It's like such a big part of how they see themselves, right?
Sometimes, though, you can call out something that someone feels very confident about in themselves, and if you paint it in a bad light, it'll take that confidence away. So you could he's like a beautiful fucking man with long fucking dick, and you could be like, oh, okay, long dick, fuck you then, and he's no longer gonna be happy about himself. Fuck you, long dick. So it doesn't always have to be the weakest.
I'd be like, was that an insult?
That might work on somebody with a fragile ego, yeah. But if somebody's definitely egomaniac, they're going to shrug that off. But if it's somebody who's not used to being insulted, and you insult them like that, their mind's just gonna be rattled. They're gonna be like, long dick, but long dick's good. How's that bad? I need to go get my tape measure. I need to go get it.
The only way to measure your dick, if you're measuring your dick in a tape measure with a tape measure, you're a loser. What you got to do is pour yourself a glass of orange juice, stick your dick in the glass of orange juice, and as much orange juice spills out is how big your dick is. Okay, so you hold the glass up. You're like, look how much orange juice I got.
You
left.
measure it in liquid volume.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Yeah, well, okay. No, I get it because you're getting length and girth then, so you can measure it through that. Yeah. Put it on a liquid scale.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Oh my god.
That's not a bad scientific way to do it.
Yeah.
And then if you're a real man, you drink the orange juice.
I would have gone with water, but I guess orange juice is okay. It might burn your dick hole a little bit, but hey,
why orange juice? It's so random.
When I was a child, I was experimenting with an orange, and I just juiced an orange on my penis one day, and I don't
Isn't
know.
that
Ever
a thing?
since
What's
then.
called? It's called grapefruiting.
Oh yeah.
Grapefruit your man. Grapefruit your man. You guys remember that?
Yeah, put it in the microwave. Yeah, I've never seen technique like that. I mean, like.
Ew.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's time to move on and play some videos. Time for the news segment. Deep action. All right. So, the first thing I've got here, it's a really short clip. Actually, it's not that short. It's Trump talking about how he'll be impeached if the Democrats win the midterms. So I think he's telling Republicans this to get them to rally together to win. Yeah. Yeah, I've never heard of a seated president not going to the White House Correspondents' Dinner and still doing campaign rallies when it's not even election season. It's some of the weirdest shit ever.
All right, a really interesting political pitch from the president over the weekend. Not tax cuts,
You could say that.
not drain the swamp. No, we need Republicans in office so I don't get impeached.
Protect me, the message from the president. Listen to what he told supporters at this rally in Michigan.
We have to keep the House because if you listen to Maxine Waters...
You see the guy behind him, Blacks for Trump.
That's Kanye. That's actually Kanye.
You know when he walked in, they were like, put him behind him.
Yeah. If you want a good
I guess he
seat
just
at a
wanted
Trump
the front
rally.
seat and he saw an angle.
Yep. Yeah. So this was going on during the White House Correspondents' Dinner. It's like, why sit around and get roasted by comedians when you can just, choose the crowd that you're with?
Poor Trumpy. He's not long for this world.
No.
She goes around saying, we will impeach him. We will impeach him. Then people said, but he hasn't done anything wrong. Oh, that doesn't matter. We will impeach the president. We got to win the House. And you know what? We're going to win anyway.
Fuck, man.
So if they're going to win anyway, what was all this talk about just now?
Donald Trump. He utilizes wishful thinking to his benefit every time, and somehow it works out for him. I don't know.
It got him the presidency, man. What can I say? That strong, egotistical machismo, it does bring people in, and it's a leadership quality that works.
Well, it's a leadership quality that gets you elected. I don't know how much it works once you're there. I don't know. I like to think North Korea and South Korea would have shook hands regardless of Donald Trump being president.
Oh, yeah. Like I was saying yesterday, I think the Olympics had a lot more to do with it. Those two coming together for the Olympics, I think, broke a lot of ice between them.
Well, that and the starvation, maybe.
Yeah. Well, a lot of high-ranking people from North Korea went to South Korea for the Olympics, and the two teams marched together under the same flag, and the Olympics in South Korea, it was really close to, the North Korean border and everything. So I think that had a lot more to do with. I don't think Trump can take credit for this. Maybe a little bit.
He will take
of course
credit.
he will.
Oh, well, why not? I mean, that's a good move on his part. But I mean, you also got to consider Kim Jong-un. I mean, that's a pretty big boots to fill. Son of the dictator stepping in like that. How long do you think it would take to crack? I mean, he had Dennis Rodman over and all that other stuff. I mean, that has to be a wacky life and probably changes your perspective a little bit.
Of course.
I think he ran out of enemies to kill, so he's like, fuck it, I'm breaking good.
Maybe he just met a K-pop star and he's like, man, I just want to meet her again.
So, David, what's the risk reward here? We were sort of stunned hearing this Saturday night that is the tactic that he's using to tell people get to the polls, vote for Republicans.
Right. It's not quite the same message that House Republican leaders are sort of stressing to all their candidates to get out there on the trail and sell the tax reform plan. That wasn't quite what the president was going forward with, guys. But I do think there's clearly a base play here, right? I mean, this is a red meat crowd. He's at a rally. These are the people that would be.
Yeah, he says he'll be impeached if the Democrats win, but they're going to win anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah.
So just both sides saying, we're going to win. We're going to win.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't, it's so weird to me, like all the things he's done that have traditionally either been done or not been done by previous presidents. Like he was doing campaign. I think he loved the campaign rallies so much that he just wanted to keep doing them for fun.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, he's definitely having fun.
Yeah.
And
he's an egomaniac. He loves it when people feed his ego, and he loves those rallies. And can you blame him? It's like this crazy circle jerk around him, you know. And he's constantly being attacked by everyone. We could argue about whether or not that's justified. I would say it probably is, but it's kind of like the rallies are like Trump's safe space. It's kind of like he gets to go in his little bubble where he's not going to be questioned, he's not going to be challenged. He's just going to have a bunch of rabid followers who are so excited about every word that comes out of his mouth.
Well, Lizzie, I think it's a bit on both ends there. Like, yeah, he likes his little area to where everybody's rooting for him, but if nobody attacks him, he doesn't get to win, right? So he's definitely going to want softball kind of stuff lobbed at him that he can just knock out and have people go, yeah, he told him good.
The only times anyone ever challenged him at these rallies, he either had them kicked out or they got assaulted by other people in the crowd. So
I think very controlled. I agree with that.
One big thing to look at here, too, is Trump has to kind of promote the midterms for the Republicans, and he's found a way to do it, still focusing on himself.
Yeah, because people hardly, compared to the major elections, hardly anyone votes in these midterm elections.
He's like, go out and vote for the Republicans, not because they're good or anything, not pointing out any of their strengths. Vote for the Republicans so I don't get impeached.
Right.
It's like, holy shit, you made this about yourself too, Trump. You fucking all hail King
he's not
Trump.
even on the ballot,
He's right though. It's a good angle, But you gotta the best way to rally people is behind a shared enemy or a shared threat. And in this case, that is the Democrats and impeachment specifically. I think that's a powerful strategy that he has because they could impeach him. He's not wrong.
It's true.
Yeah, he needs that somebody attacking him. Like he may kick people out of the rallies, but if somebody's not attacking him, and then that means everything's peaceful. So there's nothing for him to say, hey, go out and do stuff. Do stuff for me. Do stuff. He needs that. He has to have it.
Totally. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what this guy is.
Let Bob Mueller finish his
job.
job
There's more
and
Trump
let the fact
footage, actually. No,
danger of
just more.
Yeah, we don't want to watch this mole man talk. We want Papa Trump. Give us the fucking annoying orange.
Let's take a look at an article here. Mom protests preschool's ban on term best friend. I guess his preschool got rid of. It's almost like ban bossy, but it's ban best friend.
Why are they banning best best friend?
I'll tell you
because
what.
people might feel excluded if somebody has a bestie.
Exactly.
Are you
Not only that.
No, that can't be it. Are you
That
serious?
has to be it.
This might be why. My niece is 8 years old and she has like 7 best friends. I'm like, that's not how this works.
Here's a
you gotta have 7 best friends.
Gotta pick one.
Kids don't know.
Let's see what it says.
25 News reporter Lisa Pappas has more on the best friend ban. Administrators say promotes inclusion.
Oh yeah,
How do you police
inclusion.
the 4-year-old from expressing their feelings?
Christine Hartwell says her 4-year-old daughter, Julia, came home from school one day not acting like her usual bubbly self.
When I asked her what was wrong, she said she was really sad about what her teacher did that day.
Her teacher told her she could not call one of her classmates her best friend. And now Hartwell says her daughter is hesitant to call anyone her best friend anymore.
It's outrageous, it's silly, it hurts.
Hartwell and her husband went to the director at Pentucket Workshop Preschool to find out about this policy. She says it's not spelled out in the school handbook.
And there's nowhere in their philosophy that
So it was this teacher's decision to ban this term.
I think that we should bring back a term affectionately known as the bottom bitch. When a pimp
in preschool?
Yeah. That's my bottom bitch. Well, yeah, because when a pimp has a bottom bitch, you know, she's there with him most of the time. She keeps the other hoes in check. So if she can't call her fucking friend a best friend, I'm saying that's her bottom bitch.
Oh my God.
Man, I have vivid memories from preschool. I don't know why they're still with me, but I remember I made a little toy gun out of like little building blocks and they just rained down on me like hell. And I remember that's just vivid in my head, the teacher being furious at me. And it seems like a common thing among preschool teachers. They kind of got run of the roost there. They can ban whatever they want. It's like, what's the little kid going to do about it other than cry?
They're already crying anyways.
Best friend terms are banned.
The preschool sent a letter to the Hartwell family in response to this issue, and they say they've done their research on the pros and cons of using the term best friend, and they say they'll continue to encourage kids to not use it in a group setting. The director's letter went on to say, quote, "It has been our experience, which spans decades, that the use of the term best friend, even when used in a loving way, can lead other children to feel excluded."
I've never felt that way.
Please go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, an important lesson I learned as a kid. There were 2 kids I wanted to hang out with. They didn't want to hang out with me. I was sad, so I kept approaching them, and then I went and asked the teacher like a little bitch. And they tried to make the guys hang out with me. And I learned that after hanging out with them, they really just don't like me. And I had to reflect on myself as, you know, a little second grade me. I'm like, wow, I'm an asshole. And those things are important to learn. You need to learn that. I hate that. They're not letting them learn. They're learning shit.
They're not learning not to be assholes anywhere now. They're watching YouTube fucking famous little assholes on the internet, and they're becoming assholes because they idolize assholes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I entertain a lot of them.
Now, if you were that same asshole when you were a kid, you'd have all the friends. They'd all love you because you're an asshole. Because you treat them like shit. They'd be like, oh yeah, I love him, Ben. He's that fucking kid. He spit in my face. I fucking love that guy.
It's so important to learn those lessons of being rejected in society. Because if you don't learn what rejection is at a young age, when you get older and you start to notice girls or guys or whatnot, oh, it's going to get you so bad. Or when you don't get that job, or when you get fired for no good reason, or when you get pulled over by a cop for no good reason, and you just don't know how to process why this is unfair. Why can't people just do what I want? Like, you need that. You need that so bad. And to do this to people, or kids, I mean, to be more specific, is just, well, it's a preschool, so I guess it doesn't matter all that much. It's this little tiny one, but it's a sign of some really just bad logic.
How do you feel about the "everyone is a winner" campaign? Yeah.
I got some participation trophies as a kid,
yeah.
And they made me feel okay. But, you know, at the end of the day, even at that young age, I realized, well, we all get trophies. And that's just because we went out and ran around. So that's my reward for going out and running around and playing basketball. That's fun. But everybody's a winner is no good because it doesn't encourage you to excel. Like, you need to lose, too. If you grow up not losing, like not getting bad grades, not losing the school game, not losing that friend, not losing anything, then again, once you become an adult, you're going to be screwed up in the head. And then that first big loss you get, that first big one, is going to annihilate you. you're not going to know what to do. You could cause somebody to do all sorts of crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
But
exactly.
I can see why they came up with the everybody's a winner thing for kids in elementary schools. It's because it works so well in Special Olympics.
Okay.
Well, it did. The only difference is everybody in Special Olympics is retarded. So
not
now,
everybody. It's not. They're not all retarded. They have physical disabilities too.
Well, now because you make everybody a winner, everybody that's a winner is also fucking physically disabled. They're all handicapped, mentally and physically, fucking emotionally handicapped.
But that's different. That's not why they started the everyone's a winner stuff. Not because of the Special Olympics. I thought it would. My understanding of it, I don't really know because I haven't looked that deeply into this. But isn't it sort of this idea that we want everyone to feel valued and like winning is not the most important thing in life or whatever?
If you ask me,
it's a line. It's bullshit.
It's an inclusion thing.
It's an
inclusion thing, but I think it's an inclusion thing out of laziness. Teachers didn't want to have to deal with these life lessons to kids that sometimes you lose, sometimes you don't make friends, and that kind of stuff. And it's much easier to say everybody wins.
The teachers are always being yammered on by these parents, who are like, it's like the parents' ego. It's like, why didn't my kid win this thing? And then they go to the teachers, and the teacher's like, here we go, another fucking idiot that I have to deal with. They're complaining about their stupid little kid that is incompetent, and that's supposed to be my fault. And I think that the teachers are in like a hard position sometimes because they have to appease these parents who their ego is tied to their children. So a lot of people like to blame like the trophy generation, whatever. Well, who's the one that said everyone needs to get a trophy? It wasn't these kids.
Right. Well, you notice people very rarely blame the parent. Like I could go on. Like national tragedies, which I can't talk about here anymore because YouTube's kind of up their own butt on this. But, they never talk about the parents or anything, whether it's a tragedy or whether it's like a soccer game or something like that or anything like just anything, name it. The parents never get blamed. It's always the teachers, never sometimes the administration. Mostly it's like this poor person who's trying to pay off their college debt. When usually it's either some parent complained to the administration and the administration's like, this is too much work. Okay, fine, whatever. Everybody gets a trophy. Fine. These are cheap to print out. Screw it. And it's just a mess. And what are you going to do? Yeah, I don't have a solution. I can complain, though.
I can't have a best friend, but I can have a trophy. Fuck it. I'm happy.
You can go to the store and buy a trophy if you want one bad enough.
You can buy a best friend if you have enough cash.
Yeah, that's true.
You could buy. I got a YouTube play button up here. You just go buy on eBay. They make them.
Really?
Yeah. If I knew.
Weird though.
If I knew I could print whatever name I wanted on that, I would have printed something really bad. But please continue, Laci. I'm sorry.
On your counterfeit play button that you're buying.
Well, it's a real one, but they just had you type whatever. Like I could have typed anything in there that would have printed it out. I was wondering why they were making me type my YouTube channel name, right? I was like, okay, well, I'll just type in my name, I guess. And then they sent it. And then I learned later on that somebody typed in something very offensive that I'm not allowed to say on YouTube, sadly. And I missed my opportunity to just have like Susan Wojcicki like say, thank you, Mr. Butthole, Mr. Asshole.
Mr. Hyman's don't break.
Entertain so many people.
Mr. Hyman's don't break. Oh, dear Lord.
Here's another recent story. Louisiana conservatives attempt to block anti-bestiality law.
Oh, motherfucker. Are you serious?
That's what it says.
Do they have to live up to every stereotype? I mean, please, you guys.
I know there's a lot of farm area out there, and the closest like neighbor who might have like a girl or a guy is like 9 miles away. But really, is Bo Peep you're called to your?
Lord says we can't be sexing out of wedlock, so they better give us some goddamn shape.
It says their reason for opposing the bill is because they believe that it's the Democrats' underhanded way of doing away with the state's anti-sodomy laws.
Okay, so they think they're going to like undo the bestiality law and then slip in let's ban the anti-sodomy law while we're at it. Yeah.
In Washington State.
Why do they want to? It's so creepy that they're still invested in the sodomy laws. Like this idea that how you're fucking, the police can like come in and like take you to jail for that. Like you can go to jail for fucking the wrong way.
Who enforces that though?
It's commonly unenforced. It's one of those laws, and we have many of them that are very rarely ever enforced. So why are they trying to defend it by saying, yeah, bestiality, but don't take away the sodomy law? It's important. Like, who's that pleasing? Who's that for?
A lot of these conservatives, the only reason they're not out there having gay sex all the time is because of the sodomy law. It's only because it's illegal. That's the only thing keeping them a true Christian. So they need this law to keep them out of dudes' asses. They can't help it.
Yeah, see, it says except for one thing, the anti-sodomy laws are unenforceable. In 2003, the Supreme Court ruled that anti-sodomy laws violate the Fourth Amendment. So why are they hanging on to this law? It doesn't make any sense at all. I don't know.
Better not take away our ability to fuck shape.
I mean, also, isn't that part of Leviticus that you can't fuck animals?
Probably.
Yeah.
But if you're fucking an animal, I think you're just asking for forgiveness afterwards, right? Dear Lord, I don't know what I did. I can eat it.
Lord,
Why
I made
can't
a
I stick my dick
whoopsie-daisy
in
in the
it?
barn.
This is painful.
Actually, yeah, it even mentions that here. Interesting. I'm like a step ahead of it here.
The Bible makes it clear that humans having
Just
sex
in
with
case
animals
they
is
wondered.
forbidden and unholy.
Just in case you wanted to go know what the Bible says about this.
This is perplexing because, again, I had to say it. Who is this for? Like, okay, so let's say the sodomy ban gets lifted. Does that, like, make somebody lose constituents within their state? Or are people going to go, man, you let the sodomy law go? You know, I just can't vote for you again, man. I'm going to vote Democrat this time. You let us down.
You don't fuck with the farmers. Do you realize how long in our country's history that we've never had one bad year for corn? You got to keep the farmers happy, or else we're going to have a bad corn year, and that throws everything off the axis of freedom.
Like, I hate the shit out of daylight savings time, but if the farmers, like, threaten to stop growing corn, they can keep it. That's fine.
Yeah, switch my fucking hours around. All I'm going to do is stay out later or go to sleep earlier. It doesn't bother me, but they will fuck up all the corn. It will.
They have a lot of power. They have a lot of power.
Yeah, but I don't even want to talk about it. Moving on.
All right, let's see. Pizza delivery man gets $180,000 settlement after being crushed by 400 pounds of cheese.
My dude.
Let's see. Domino's Pizza paid out $180,000 to a former employee who was injured while transporting 400 pounds of cheese in one of the chain's restaurants in Connecticut about 2 years ago. Mohammed Hassan, a 55-year-old Meridian resident, was unloading boxes of cheese from a truck on a rainy day in June 2016 when his hand truck slipped under the weight of the food, according to Connecticut Law Tribune. So,
Mohammed Hassan.
Yeah. Wasn't that a wrestler?
Yes.
There was a wrestler named Mohammed, like the stereotypical Arab
He had a terrorist gimmick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh man.
Okay. So he wore a leg brace for 6 months and will need knee replacement surgery. So yeah, his leg got fucked. 180,000, to never be able to walk right again. That's only going to get him by for like 3 or 4 years. He's going to have to, Yeah, they initially asked for 325,000, which that would have gotten at his age.
That's so low. Like, are they fighting it? Did they give him the 180? They did agree.
They talked him down to 180. Yeah, he wanted 325, and then the lawyer's going to take a cut, so he's probably going to end up with like 90,000 out of it by the end of it. That's going to get him by for like a year, and he's like 55, it said. So yeah, 325,000 raw, or maybe if he had a good lawyer that was getting him a good deal, that might get him through up till retirement age with his Social Security and all that, and he could live a very meager life. But as it is, he's got like a year. He's going to have to get back out there with that fucked up leg.
He can be a pizza delivery guy and hobble up with a fucking.
I mean, what
pizza
are his medical bills like too?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if that includes the medical bill because getting pins in your knees ain't cheap unless you go to the local health care.
Yeah,
well, isn't that what workers' comp is for?
Yeah,
maybe. He did sue, so he probably got his workman's comp and then sued. That's kind of hazy in this article.
I was injured in a car accident, and I ended up getting a settlement to pay my medical bills, and I actually got a letter from my health insurance company wanting me to pay them back because I got a settlement based on what they had paid. So I actually had to give some money to my insurance company back.
Oh my God.
A lot of people don't know that happens. Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty up to date on insurance and stuff due to the stuff I do, basically, but I didn't know about that. Thank you for that information.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's fucked.
Yeah, because
my workers falls down, I'm going to let them know because, fuck, I don't want them to get screwed over either. I'm like, I'd be happy to pay that kind of thing off. I don't want anybody to suffer like that.
Ben, does this article worry you?
Why? I don't work for Domino's.
I think it's an allegory.
Of what?
Domino's, pizza, drunken peasants, sued, crushed by 400 pounds of cheese. What if Hellbent sues you now? Because I crushed him! I crushed him! Sorry, Hellbent. Please don't sue. Please don't sue.
Where's my phone?
His voice is okay, so he'll still be able to work.
Oh, yeah. As long as I don't sit on your face, you're okay.
Well, as long as I'm a floating head, I'll be fine.
You ever gotten floating head?
What does that mean?
You lay back in the pool, getting some suck-it?
No. Billy.
Okay. Never mind. Moving on. We got to crack a window open in here. I'm farting up a storm, so Ben's like, oh, God. I got to... Billy, stop.
Oh, man.
Smells like delicious cheese in here.
You do such a good impersonation of me, too.
I do.
Sounds just like me.
I'm Benjamin.
This one's funny. Kim Jong-un's limousine is a portable potty in disguise, reports say.
Yeah. It's kind of amazing.
What do they mean by that? Like, is it disgusting or is it like literally?
It's because he doesn't shit, right? Supposedly his people think he doesn't poop, so he has to have a secret toilet hidden in his limousine.
Oh God, that's gonna be so weird. It's like, I have urgent business. I have to go do God work, and he just like jumps in his limo and is like,
yeah.
Oh.
God forbid somebody
Poor
leaves
driver.
the driver's like rolling up the window to close off the back, but Kim Jong-un's like, no, you leave it open, you watch.
And he just rolls it back down. He's like, ha, 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 ha.
It's splashing everywhere.
No one.
It's pretty gross. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's motorcade may not be as indestructible as Trump's fleet of bomb-proof beast limousines, but it reportedly offers one feature the U.S. president has to live without: a traveling toilet. A defector who served on the North Korean Guard Command told the Washington Post that Kim brings a secret restroom everywhere he goes, mostly a security measure meant to keep foreign intelligence operatives from collecting any of his excrement in an attempt to determine the state of his health.
What?
Oh my God, that is so crazy.
Yeah.
And this is where the devil is in the detail. All right, this is where the devil is in the detail. If he just had healthy shits, he wouldn't care about them collecting his turds. He's admitting now that he has, he's shitting out like a small creature every time he poops. There's something
like
wrong with him.
Rebel insurgency trying to like get his shit, like popping open septic tanks and going, where is it? Where is it? We got to get his shit.
And they have to swim back to South Korea. The only way to get there with the shit intact is holding it in their mouth, breathing through their nose, swimming underwater. I know how 007 works. The shit guards.
Where do they empty the tank out? Like,
so silly.
It probably has an incinerator in it. I don't know. Like, it's special. Maybe they collect it. Who knows? There could be like a Fort Knox in, North Korea that's just like full of jars of. Oh no. That's a terrible thought. Somebody breaks in there thinking it's gold. It's like, oh.
It's Trump.
Trump's like, I can shit in my limousine too.
Yeah.
I'll shit in my limo.
I got the best toilet. Yeah.
Crap.
Oh,
wow.
Okay. Yeah. That's interesting. What is this? Mind reading tech being used to monitor Chinese workers' emotions. Workers in China are being hooked up with brain-reading devices that feed information about their moods to their employers, raising concerns about the privacy of people's basic emotions. See, there you go, Billy.
Can't work.
That's where Billy has the advantage, because he said he has no emotion.
I eat my emotions.
That's true. That's true. You were onto something there.
Whenever I'm sad, I bury my face in a cheesecake. And I've been dieting lately, so...
You're so cheesecake.
I'm so... Fuck. You got me. Hate that.
Okay, but look, they basically say how the technology works is unclear. They probably just do the same thing you do with the lie detector test, and there's just somebody's like, yeah, this one's not happy. This one's totally happy. Just it's like they may as well do an astrology test.
I worked in a call center, and they had technology that could like flag your call if things sounded like they were getting heated in a call or something like that.
Oh my God.
To kind of monitor your emotional response to things on the phone. So I totally believe this.
Okay. Vocally, yeah, I can understand that, because if you start peaking and yelling into the phone, like,
right,
it's easy to tell inflection in audio. That stuff's up there, but as far as reading minds, I don't know if they could just have the person sitting there staring at an iPhone case, like soldering it, and go, "This one's unhappy. This one is happy."
Maybe
like you definitely have to have a one-on-one talk.
Maybe we don't. There's a lot of receptors in the brain that trigger when you feel sad or happy, and if those are lined up correctly in that sensor hat, we might know now. This might be the future.
I think somebody just got fleeced buying a bunch of stupid garbage equipment that does nothing.
There's a little diagram.
Yeah, they got a diagram. Nobody's fleeced. They drew this up. This is real deal. Workers wear devices that monitor brain waves and detect emotions such as rage, anxiety, depression, and general stress levels.
And your thetan levels.
To the iPhone pairs with the helmet, put on the worker, and then boom, assembly line.
And
that's crazy. That is actually insane. What the fuck?
Yeah, and then they go home to the dorm that's owned by the factory.
I'm gonna grab some more tea. I'll be right back.
Sure.
All right. And now the one guy's sad. What do they do with him? Do they fucking fire him, or do they give him like a butt massage or something? Like what's the answer here?
State-sponsored BJs.
Oh yeah. What if you had to be the worker that gives the BJs?
Oh, I didn't think it would be a worker or like someone who works in that profession.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, at this rate, considering the tech they have, they probably got a machine that'll do it for you.
I figured it's like this. They have a sad guy, and they put him in this room. He sticks his dick in a glory hole, and he gets a blowjob. And he's like happy now, right? And they're like, oh.
But it's the auto blow on the other side doing it.
Oh, it's not it's since he's happy now, it's his job to work the fucking glory hole. Cause he's happy. So he has to suck the happiness into the next guy. And it's a chain of happiness. I'm just saying.
Someone said Laci green tea. That's a good one. That actually is a good one.
Yeah. Like my pun was worse. Come on. Corns on feet, Laci green tea. Oh, okay, I'll give it to you.
Is it green tea?
Never mind.
Did you get green tea, Laci, or is it?
Did you get green tea?
I actually got kombucha.
Ooh.
Oh.
It's made from black tea.
Frankly, I thought you were getting trashed on wine.
No, it's kombucha, but it's a little bit alcoholic kombucha.
Does that have live cultures?
It has live cultures, Billy.
Oh yeah.
Do you want some live cultures? That's right.
Your gut flora must be amazing.
It's a good flora. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's a good flora.
All right. What else do we have here? We got the pizza one.
Oh, yeah. University student who filmed flatmates in the shower asks for privacy.
What?
University of Wollongong student who hid a camera inside a sponge in order to film his female flatmates while they showered has requested privacy as his case is dealt with by the courts. Please give me privacy, Rico Alputra said outside Wollongong local court on Thursday. I'm so embarrassed.
Well, he's
the
honest,
irony is unbelievable.
I'll give him credit. Hiding a camera in a sponge, that
is so fucking weird. What the fuck?
Like, get yourself a waterproof pinhole camera, sure, but how did they find out is what I'm thinking. Was somebody scrubbing with it? It's like, wait,
someone saw it. Yeah.
I think one woman didn't read or watch Laci's video on douching, and she grabbed the sponge to wash up in her pussy, and the fucking camera got stuck in there, and she spent like 6-7 minutes. I don't know. This is my theory.
Upon inspection, the woman found a small camera with an SD card which had been inserted into a slit in the sponge. A power cord extending
Wow, did
out
they
of the
have to
camera
write
led
it that
to a
way?
battery
They did.
pack hidden under the vanity.
Now I'm gonna be scared to shower. What the fuck?
That's so easy to spot. He didn't do a good job at all. It has a power cord extending out of it. He could have accidentally killed somebody. He's lucky that it wasn't connected to like a wall outlet and fried the damn.
Hey, give him privacy, okay?
It's kind of rude how he's asking for privacy and they just post his picture on here.
Yeah.
This is obviously a guy that nobody wants to see shower anyways. He deserves his privacy.
This is so goofy. It's such a bad idea.
Oh, they called him to the dorm, and they all agreed to watch the contents of the tape together.
They did?
That's what it said. Yeah. The women called Alaportra, who arrived at the unit 30 minutes later. They all agreed to view the contents of the SD card, but then decided to wait for police to arrive first. Okay.
And then the card went missing
before the police arrived. He ate that motherfucker, didn't he? He's gonna poop that out.
This is such a weird story.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been more clever. You know what I mean? Like maybe he dropped some money on some spy equipment, like a pinhole camera and a sponge on a little lithium-ion battery with a Bluetooth wireless, back and forth. But I just hooked a power cable up to a camera and jammed it into a sponge.
Here's the thing I don't get. I mean, if he wants to see naked ladies, an internet connection can provide that all day.
He wants to see specific naked ladies.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Well, I will say I've definitely seen that those type of people that prefer raw. You know what I mean? I don't want that.
There was a guy up in Michigan that owned a tanning salon, and he had hidden cameras, and he got in trouble because they were ladies getting naked and tanning. Yeah.
Wasn't Chuck Berry putting cameras in the toilets at a restaurant he owned?
That's what you told. Don't ask me like I didn't.
Well, no, because I told you there was pee-pee videos of him released.
You're obsessed with Chuck Berry's pervy side.
Chuck Berry is amazing. There's videos of him from when the FBI raided his house in like the 80s. And these videos are him like pissing onto prostitutes. And he's like talking like Chuck Berry, talking like a grandpa. He's like, "Oh yeah, do you like that pee-pee? You like that pee-pee?" And then the girl goes to kiss him. He's like, "Oh honey, I can't kiss you. You're covered in piss." And I'm like, "Oh god, this is the fucking most ridiculous thing." Because I grew up on Chuck Berry.
You can never listen to Johnny B. Good the same way again.
I could.
Oh, you can.
I could. Okay. Yeah, dude, he sung the Ding-a-ling song.
Chuck Johnny BM.
Yeah, Johnny BM.
Bowel movement.
Ew. He's a sicko, and it's
how dare you tarnish the memory of Chuck Berry?
I'm saying,
damn it,
good old Chuck Berry pissing on prostitutes and getting caught up for it, and then hiding cameras in the toilets in his fucking restaurant. Oh yeah, he's just crazy. That's all. He's just crazy, old Chuck Berry.
We got a few minutes here before we move on to the next segment. Let's see what we've got here.
Oh yeah.
Israeli ambassador to the United States on evidence against Iran.
We turn to Ron Dermer, Israel's ambassador to the United States. Good evening, Ambassador. Thanks for being here.
Good to be with you.
When did Israel obtain this information? How long have you had it?
Not for that long. I'm not able to tell you exactly when we got it, but a lot of people have alleged that this information is not new. It is very new. We didn't have it before. Other intelligence agencies didn't have it before. On the one hand, it's a huge coup for Israeli intelligence, but it also shows the failures of intelligence over many, many years before that. Why did they not have this information years ago when they signed this deal? I can guarantee you that if people had that information in 2015, this deal would have never happened at the time, because it shows there's hard evidence there that Iran has a military nuclear program and that it falsified all their reports to the IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Agency. What Netanyahu did today, he did not present simply a smoking gun. He presented a smoking bomb.
Okay, this is the first time hearing about this.
It's a great analogy, by the way.
I wonder if they've reported this anywhere else besides Fox News. I guess I just see Fox News and I don't believe it automatically.
Fair enough. Always good to double check sources, but I mean, I guess for now, just assume. Maybe.
Yeah, let's see.
And I think all the world should take notice of it, and we are now sharing that information. We shared it with U.S. intelligence a number of weeks ago. We are now sharing that information with the rest of intelligence agencies around the world in terms of our allies.
So there is coordination on the intelligence in an effort to corroborate it.
Yeah, well, I think that you could speak to any U.S. intelligence official.
So apparently, this is an investigation by the Israelis, and Netanyahu claims to have evidence that this is the case.
Huh.
So,
well, I mean, on one end, I wouldn't be surprised if Iran lied about their nuclear program, because why wouldn't they want nukes, right? On the same end, I also understand why they might frame Iran for lying about the nuclear program, because why not make them look bad? It's both sides have a stake in this, right?
Yeah, I mean, we signed a deal with them that Trump's trying to, go back on.
They will say that this information is authentic.
But I mean, if this turns out to be true, it'll look like a win for Trump too.
I think anyone will deny that.
He needs one.
Ron, we pointed out a couple of tweets out there. This one, President Trump is jumping on a rehash of old allegations already dealt with by the IAEA to nix the deal. How convenient. Coordinated timing of alleged intelligence revelations by the boy who cries wolf just days before May 12th. But Trump's impetuousness to celebrate blew the cover.
Well, the Prime Minister just exposed the fangs of the Iranian wolf. And if we do nothing, Iran will not have to sneak in or break into the bomb. They will simply walk into the bomb. You remember 3 years ago when Netanyahu presented his case to Congress. He said the greater danger of Iran about this nuclear deal is that Iran will not need to simply violate it to get to a bomb, that they can actually get to a bomb by keeping the deal. And what Netanyahu presented today explains why, because they can, in a few years, enrich as much uranium as they want. They're developing their ballistic missiles, which they're doing every day in defiance of UN Security Council resolutions. And what Netanyahu showed today is they had an advanced weapons program. So if we do nothing...
Yeah. I mean, if that's the case, then I don't even know what they're going to do about it, because there was a deal signed for them to end their weapons program, and it was viewed as
terrorists.
Yeah. There's no. I mean, we don't do business with Iran. Like, you can't even get a credit card in Iran or anything like that. They work all in cash there. So
I guess we could convince their neighbors too, but even then, they're probably already cut off theirs. So I guess when you don't have any more leverage on somebody like that, what good is a deal?
Yeah.
Should we just bomb them? Is that what you're saying?
No.
We should drop a bomb on them?
No.
That's not the answer?
No.
Okay.
That's not the answer.
I want to clear that up. That's not what you thought we should do.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. Michigan, on the other hand.
Ben would bomb our own country just to get rid of Michigan.
Our own country.
Michigan.
Build a wall.
What's wrong with
around
Michigan?
Give it to Canada.
You don't like Michigan?
I grew up in Ohio. There's like a Michigan-Ohio rivalry. Basically.
Is there real? Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
It started with a war.
Yeah.
Over land, and Ben's hometown was the part of land that was warred over, and then it turned into a football rivalry. Like, it went from an actual war to a football rivalry over 100 years long.
Yeah.
And it's like people are like the
Yeah, when I was growing up, my mom would be driving me around town, and she'd be like, "You see that person over there that drives like shit? Look at their license plate. See what it says? Michigan. Those people just don't know how to drive."
They just don't.
So
know
it was
how to
instilled
drive.
in me, the anti-Michigan prejudice at a very young age.
Well,
Maybe we can get Iran to drop the nuke program by giving them a football team. Maybe let them win a couple on America,
Yeah, there we go. That's real solutions to our foreign problems. Just
I think they
solve
like
it with
soccer better, so
any sport they want. Hey, it can even be cricket. I don't even know how that game
I'd rather
goes.
be tossing balls around than nukes.
Yeah. Let's do that. Just settle in the Olympics, man.
Exactly.
Come on.
Yeah, that's what the Olympics is supposed to be for.
And again, there's so many nukes here anyways. We're all annihilated if one goes off.
So your answer, you guys' answer to the Iran nuclear crisis here is to just give them after school fucking sports program?
Yes.
Okay. Fuck
I'm
it.
saying, has anybody tried this yet?
Yeah.
You might be right. I just wanted to clarify.
Put a soccer pitch between North and South Korea. We'll end it all right now.
Oh, see, I'm getting trolled now.
To solve that, maybe there's something there.
Go blue.
I think that's evidence of our claims.
Yeah. No, I'm not against it. I just wanted to make sure that's what you were saying, because Ben was saying we should drop a bomb on them.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, Michigan. My bad.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for not misunderstanding me.
I got confused for a second.
I mean, probably not that either, but okay.
I just said build a wall around Michigan.
Turn the Flint water into bone broth.
The bone broth. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. It's only going to be like 2 minutes. I have to play an ad from our new sponsors here. We'll be right back in just a minute. It's no secret these days that it's much easier to keep the hair that you currently have than replace the hair that you've lost. That's why many experts in these subjects have come together to create 4hims.com, a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, and sexual wellness for men. With medical-grade solutions, real doctors, and well-known generic equivalents to name-brand prescriptions that can help you keep your hair. 4hims.com offers men easier, more affordable access to the prescriptions, products, and medical advice they need. Forget all the herbal supplements and holistic alternatives out there. These are real prescription solutions backed by science. There's no waiting room. There's no awkward doctor visits. You do it all online on one website. Just go to 4hims.com and answer a few quick questions, and it can save you hours that you normally would have spent by going to the doctor's office and explaining the problem, and then going to the store and picking up your prescription. After answering those questions, a real doctor will review your case, and if they prescribe something to you, it'll be sent directly to your door. You don't even have to leave to pick it up. Listeners of the Drunken Peasants get a free trial month of everything you need to keep your hair for just $5 right now while supplies last. See the website for full details. This would cost hundreds if you went to the doctor or a pharmacy. Go to 4hims.com/drunken. That's FORHIMS.com/DRUNKEN. Don't miss out on this great deal. Don't miss out on your opportunity to keep the hair you have left. Go to 4hims.com/drunken. All right, we're back. So that's our new sponsor.
It's very important that people write that down, because if you're going bald or your dick is soft,
basically
this is going to change your fucking life.
And it's only $5.
It sucks for guys getting old. Like, guys lose their hair, they lose their boners.
Yeah.
But
I only lost one of those, okay?
me too.
Girls get old too, though, right? Like, it sucks for everybody to get old.
I mean, women can go through menopause and stuff, but like, I feel for guys because they lose their hair, and I feel like, I mean, we all get wrinkles and stuff, and everything sags, but it sucks to lose your hair. You know, it's that testosterone.
Do you think bald boys are icky?
No, I'm down with the bald boy. I can get down with it.
It's all about whether you wear it with dignity. But I had a friend who was about 22 who started to lose his hair, and I felt bad because it's like you didn't even get to enjoy it.
I had a couple friends that lost their hair very young, and I would just make fun of them. I never felt bad for them at all.
Terrible.
I'm like, what's up, Baldy?
It's hard not to. Let's be real.
That's not nice.
You start wearing hats, dude. The shine's blinding me. Shit like that.
It does get really shiny. I went on the Dr. Phil show once, like years ago, and when I went out, they called me out on stage, and they were literally like rolling paint on his head because it was so shiny, like it would reflect off the camera.
Wow.
It's because of the studio lights cause you to sweat, right? And the sweat has got that glare with the lights. It's fucked. So they have to do that.
Also, his bald ass head would just like reflect the light like a mirror.
Wow.
With these lights. So they had like an actual paint roller. That's like the first time I saw him. They're just like painting his head. You know, just like getting it on there.
That's
so
crazy.
Good.
Like
that's
three people we've had on this show have been on Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
It's the trash show. It's YouTube trash. It's where we go.
I plan on being on Dr. Phil one day, hopefully across from Laci.
Just hit rock bottom, and then you'll find yourself there.
I'm going on with you, Laci. Like,
what the hell
it's
is
happening.
wrong with you?
Yeah. Dr. Phil's gonna be like, Laci, you told Billy that you can't break a hymen. He went around breaking them, thinking that they were unbreakable. How do you feel, Laci? You're responsible for the destruction of over 4,000 hymens.
What kind of sexual educator are you?
Yeah, I'm saying. You told me they're unbreakable. That's on you.
Really triggered. down. You need to calm down.
It's on you.
All right.
Good old Dr. Phil. Man.
Yeah. The last person that I know that went on there was Jeff Holiday. I think his episode's gonna. Yeah, I think it's gonna air like within this next week here. Actually,
might have aired. No,
he said it was in the beginning of May.
Okay,
so. Yeah. I can't wait to see that. They had him wear like a nice shirt, and they made him pull his hair back and like cover his tattoos up and stuff.
They covered his tattoos?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, those daytime viewers, those housewives, they don't like that.
Yep.
Well, they do like that, and that's the problem. Husbands come home, and the women are fapping to fucking Jeff Holiday's tattoos. They get pissed. Take away
you don't want to steal the doctor's spotlight now.
Yeah.
It's true.
Unless he blinds you with it.
Only one women are going to fap to is my shiny bald head.
Yeah.
They can see themselves in it, and it turns them on. They go to hims.com.
He went on because some lady has a poop cold, right?
Yeah.
This is all I saw. This is all I saw. Something about bowel movements and a cult.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
Jeff
why Kim
Holiday.
Jong-un protects his feces. Maybe they're after him.
Hey, you're onto something.
Jeff Holiday is the voice of reason against people who eat shit.
I get that though. I've hung out with Jeff enough times now to get that. Like that'll work.
You know,
he can do that.
Jeff is the type of guy to keep someone from eating shit.
Yeah,
That's a
you're
good
right.
guy. Good guy, Jeff.
Jeff's a great guy. Jeff is an A+ person. He's always getting into shit online.
Yep.
And I can't keep up with it. I'm like, what are you doing? I can't do this. But as a human, he's a very good human.
Yeah, he lives pretty close to us, so we've hung out with him in person quite a few times.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's always those kind of times though that you barely remember, because you get because he likes to drink. And so do I. So a lot of times I'm like, I have to look through my phone or my video footage that I recorded to remember exactly what happened. The event in my hotel room.
Oh yeah.
Somehow there were two naked men in the shower of my hotel room, and it was Jeff and
Joe.
This other guy.
And Jeff,
they were playing a game of gay chicken to see who could be gayer before one of them was like, "What are you doing, man?"
Yeah,
That's
Jeff
so
barreled into my bathroom when I was naked, not because he wanted to see me naked, because he thought there was a girl in there naked. Wow, Jeff. Wow,
shame on you, Jeff.
Wow, you got what you deserved.
We should announce this really quick. For anyone who's a patron, $10 or above, or if you want to become one right now, I just released a 2-hour vlog that Billy and I have done over the last month. We go out to eat. I went to Billy's show. There's some MC Chris on there too.
You got the girl crying, right?
Yeah, a little bit of it.
Okay. Poor MC Chris was doing his show, and this girl was
out this girl.
She was drinking or something, but she was very loud. He was like, "Hey, you were really cool earlier when you took pictures with me, but now it's my time to do a show. Could you please quiet down?" And then she's gave him some shit, and then he goes, "Come on, you're drunk. Please just settle down. Everybody else paid to watch this show." And she's like, "I'm not drunk." And then she's screaming, and she runs out of the audience, out of the venue. She goes outside, and Ben, I guess, is outside and didn't see the prehend.
No, I just saw this woman banging her head on the wall outside. I'm like, what is going on?
As she runs out, MC Chris is like, somebody should follow her. Don't let her go out there alone. She might do something terrible to herself. And she was out there banging her fucking head. Holy shit.
Also on that video, a thing that I really like a lot is we went to this swanky mall in downtown Bellevue, and Joe's in this restaurant with his girlfriend, and there's a glass window, and Billy just starts screaming "I'm full of chocolate! I'm full of chocolate!" And everyone in this bar just all stares at him like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. So check that out, guys. All right, let's move on to the crazy people segment. There's Roosh V. Roosh. Size doesn't matter. So the first video we have on... it didn't get you this time, did it? You were ready. Finally, you've learned.
I was ready.
All right.
I'm like 28 for 2.
Daddy Derek is making a new film, Cool Cat Stranger Danger.
What the fuck?
Hey everybody. Hi, I'm Derek Savage and coming to you today with some really cool news. Well, first of all, on our Indiegogo campaign, hey, we're doing pretty good on it. But we started it out for Cool Cat Stops a School Shooting.
Have you ever seen any of these guys' movies?
Oh, yeah.
They're very, very low budget movies that apparently he lives out in LA because he gets like old celebrities from the 70s. Yeah. To be in these movies. And he always has this message that he puts behind each movie to kind of like make it seem like he's doing a service to the world, but really it's just him trying to make money. Like, Cool Cat Stops a School Shooting.
Like I saw him retweet a picture that had like Cool Cat, Pikachu, and Garfield smoking blunts, and he just replied,
"He did?
That's a cool picture. What are they smoking?" And the person just replies, "Weed." It's great.
We're going to need $25,000 to produce this in a correct way, because I'm not going to, I'm not going to play games with this project.
This is going to be unlike every other thing I've done. This one's going to be good.
Also, this guy lives out his like furry fantasy in these movies because he is Cool Cat's dad, and Cool Cat's mom is an anthropomorphic cat woman.
I thought his mom was Vivica Fox.
No. He's Daddy Derek, and then there's Cool Cat's mom, which looks just like Cool Cat. It's a woman in a cat suit.
Why did I think his mom was Vivica Fox?
His son.
No, he pays Vivica Fox and Eric Estrada like $500 to show up in the movie for like 10 minutes. And you could tell they're kind of buzzed in the movie, too.
It's just too important. So, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get the 25. So as I announced a few days ago, I got a perfect solution. The other one was Cool Cat's Cooking for Kids and Strangers.
So this is a pitch video. He's like, we didn't make enough money off the school shooting video.
His last pitch failed.
Man, this guy just like emanates LA cocaine.
He was also an exotic dancer. I read his biography. Yeah, when he was a younger guy. Yeah. You manage him. Imagine him in a banana hammock.
Yeah.
He's probably got some.
Thank you.
He's probably got some friends in Hollywood because he stuffed his fucking dick inside of the Speedo into like some old movie maker's mouth. And so that's why he gets the little bit of credibility he does now. Because he was on like a parade in LA, right?
He was?
It was this video of a parade float going by, and then he rolls up with Cool Cat inside of like a Porsche in the middle of this like big parade.
Like he crashed the parade?
No, he was in the motherfucker. Like someone put him in the parade, so he has to have stuffed his junk in at least one powerful mouth in Hollywood. Has to.
Maybe it's just like a tax dump, you know what I mean? A lot of these people have money. It's like, throw money at Daddy Derek, he can put this out. We'll write it off as educational.
He does like gun safety for women. Cool Cat teaches gun safety for women.
Because they need a special video.
On the stranger danger tips, because that's where the fun's going to come in, and really that's what's going to really help the kids in today's crazy world. And here's our brand new cover. I just finished it. Just printed. The print might even be wet. I know it better not, because this is a laser print. But it's Cool Cat Stranger Danger Alert. And I'm also going to put the kids' cooking tips in it, but I'm going to work that into the project right here.
Shouldn't children be afraid of random men in cat suits, too?
I like how the kid's not facing...
Cool Cat.
Yeah, that's how you know he's cool.
Actually, that image is kind of contradictory. It looks like it's showing you what the kid should be afraid of.
Yeah, the kid looks like the stranger because you can't see his face.
Like, just put your thumb over the Cool Cat part and it just says Stranger Danger Alert. And
Cool Cat. Leave them kids alone.
But yeah, it is Cool Cat Stranger Danger Alert.
Is that the same little fat kid with the speech impediment from the first movie? Because you can't see his face. They purposefully hid his face on this cover. I don't know. The same little annoying
There's
kids.
just so much more that I can do with it. I mean, on the school shooting, that's going to have to get dark. And I mean, I'm thinking of a way where I can end this to set it up for this one.
Okay, how does stranger danger lead into school shooting?
He's talking about it like it's some kind of like serial series, you know, like he's making Twin Peaks or something like that, you know?
This is the most ambitious crossover.
Like, this is the darkest part of the canon. Then we're going to get into the lighter.
I'm a huge fan of Twin Peaks, by the way, man. I went to the town, like the town where they filmed it is like less than an hour away from here, and I've been to the diner that they go to and stuff. It's awesome.
Really?
Like I was,
Brilliant stuff, man.
Yeah.
We'll have to take a day trip there.
Yeah, the Double R Diner. Yeah.
You know, that's where it comes in doing this for quite some time. I can figure the things out. Oh, that got knocked over there. But
your Coke shakes are getting to you.
Yeah.
I like
how
how
the scenes that I thought that would really be cool.
He just did a camera cut. He could have cut out the thing getting knocked over.
I've had
There's no reason to keep that in. He's doing this on purpose.
You always have Cool Cat singing. Why don't you have Butch the Bully sing a song about why he's such a bully? Oh, I'm such a bully. And I thought of a great scene how we could do it. I'll share this.
You're trying to talk people into giving you money right now.
There's something I realized about him at first, and I've been following him for a while. Pika Petey's a friend of mine. He did a little parody on him for Aida. None of the other. Anyways, it doesn't matter. The deal is he got really offended at first. He got super fucking offended, right? But then over time, he started to realize, wait a second, the more people make fun of me, the more attention I get.
Yeah, he's leaving
that in.
He flagged Your Movie Sucks back in the day because he was mad that they made fun of him. So,
yeah, he got really pissed off about it. But now he's realizing, wait a second, I'm getting so much more attention now.
Say what you want about Daddy Derek. You cannot deny his enthusiasm. He believes in this fucking bullshit as much as you can. He thinks that he's doing good in this world and he's changing lives. And it's embarrassing, but it's at least wholesome. Daddy Derek is wholesome.
Get the job done.
Scene with you. We're going to have stranger danger tips, so I'll have a van come up, the door open up, and they try to...
We're going to be a whole bunch of pedophiles in that van. Pizzagate.
Door open up.
He's describing it like it's a fantasy.
Poor little Butch the Bully is splayed out, tied up with ropes, pants down to his ankles. Cool Cat comes in, saves the day. 4
satanic altar where members of the Bohemian Grove are raping children everywhere.
I know what you're thinking, Daddy Derek. This is going to be an expensive production. No, we have everything we need. All we need is $400 for cleanup.
I didn't want to do the school shooting one because that would get too dark. How about child predators instead?
Oh, God.
Like what?
Cool Cat discovers a child porn ring. That would sell. That would sell so much.
No,
that would sell so much.
Who is this guy? Like, has he made a series before this?
Yeah, well, he has a movie.
He's a movie.
The movie Cool Cat
saves the kids or something. That's the first one.
Yeah, Cool Cat saves the kids. He's like a very, very low indie filmmaker trying to make educational stuff. Like I remember as a kid, I'd see the Gun Safety Eagle. You know what I mean? They always have these like animals trying to teach you safety about this, safety about that.
Right.
He took that, ran with it as an indie maker, and then people made fun of him and he got angry. So here we are now.
Yeah, Cool Cat Saves the Kids was made during the anti-bullying movement, and that's what it is. It's an anti-bullying movie.
Okay.
And it's so funny because they filmed it in a normal neighborhood, and you can see like sometimes you'll see people like walk out of their front door in the background and like see that there's people filming a movie and like walk back in their house.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, I ain't going to pick up my paper now. Fuck this.
Yep.
His most recent failed project was the Stops a School shooting. And the best part about it was that he wanted to make the movie pro-gun. He didn't want.
Of course,
he didn't want to like take guns out of schools. He wanted to make sure people know there's a place in school for guns. He's a fucking psycho.
So it was like the idea that like you're gonna stop the guy with the gun with a gun. Like
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't quite tell the story, but he did allude to it being like, everybody's anti-gun, and that's not what we're about here, Cool Cat.
I'll be the pistol-packing teacher that takes out the bad guy.
I'm a pistol-packing daddy. I'm here to save the cat.
Do people
comes
buy
in with a
his-
shotgun and just blows the shooter's head off, just like a trauma movie, just blood all over the place. Like, see, we stopped it.
I think people did buy his videos like as a joke because they're so bad, So like they'll buy them and watch them the same way they initially would watch The Room,
Right.
So he's got a little.
He's selling himself as a meme now, which not a bad business strategy, really.
Yeah.
I guess if you're desperate.
Yeah.
Well, does this man not look desperate to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People like Daddy Derek are desperate.
Apparently, he had a $25,000 GoFundMe that didn't go through. So now he's like, well, how about this movie instead? I'll make this one.
I got more ideas. See, Laci, not everybody is as smart, talented, and beautiful as we are, okay? This poor guy, he needs he needs to get it where he can get it.
I mean, I relate to that, but yes, I hear that.
Here's a video called Doc McStuffins promotes lesbian moms.
Cool.
I love lesbian moms.
I don't think Pop Culture Alert does. Yeah.
Hey everybody, this is Tina Marie with your Pop Culture Alert of the Week. Counterculture mom coming at you here. Just got back from a 3 weeks.
When I hear the word counterculture mom, I picture like a hippie mom or something, but actually she's like super right wing and hates everything. So it's a misleading name.
It is counterculture to California though, right? Like
I guess now, like I think back to when I learned about the counterculture movement in high school, in history class.
Like punk rock, instead of
I hate you all. I think counterculture. I think of the kitchen counter, and she needs to get back in the kitchen.
Speaking tour, so thank you for
Do
being
my
patient.
dish, cook my
I think
sandwiches.
I spoke 5 times in about 7 different states. It got a little blurry in there, but we just got back home an hour ago. Very stoked to give you this pop culture alert of the week. Also alarmed with what's going on. It is Doc McStuffins.
I don't have any kids. I don't know any kids, so I had never heard of this shit before.
Well, when I heard Doc McStuffins, it sounded like a porn thing. You know what I mean? That's what went through my mind. But now that I get that it's a plush animal, I'm like, oh, okay.
Can we take it out of the gutter, please?
Hellbent. We don't know it's not a porn thing yet. Let's watch.
TV show through Disney Junior. Millions of young kids watch this show. In fact, my girls love watching the show. They will no longer watch this show because of a recent episode on August 5th called Emergency Plan. There was an earthquake in this episode, and the parents took their kids. They ran out of the house, and the 2 parents got separated with one of the 2 kids each and then reunited at the end of the show. Now, great tips and tools in there for how to be prepared in case of an emergency. That was really cute.
Yeah, but disregard all that because there's gays in it.
But the 2 parents involved were 2 mommies. Now, the emergency plan should have been as in do not watch emergency flashing red lights. 2 moms glamorized once again in pop culture, now targeted. Disney Junior targets with this show preschool children. That's who's watching this show. So I have a lot of friends that actually let their kids watch this, like myself.
It's a fucking cartoon!
Yeah, well, their thing, they've been doing it forever, and we know it's not true, is like if you teach kids that homosexuality is normal, they're gonna turn gay.
Well, you know what? This lady said you can't watch a show anymore. Problem solved. Isn't that what we were all taught? Like, hey, if your kid's sitting there flipping through the channels and ends up on Cinemax and there's some softcore porn going on, maybe you step in and go, hey, you can't watch Cinemax, little Billy. There's all sorts of things, your cell phone, your game console, your television, everything. They all have all these tools that'll let you cut stuff out. Okay, so a kid show you didn't like came on. That's going to happen for somebody who has problems like this. But it just pisses me off to no end that they can't. I mean, you've regulated the problem. You already did. It's like you can't watch Dr. McStuffins no more. That's it. Problem fucking solved. Like,
but now she wants to get other moms like her outraged.
Pop culture alert.
Yeah, pop culture. Doc
We're
McStuffins.
not watching every second of the episode.
What are they stuffing?
And so we think it's totally fine. Sure, Jack, Jill, Rose, Mary, go ahead and watch that show. No big deal. Doc McStuffins is safe, but it is no longer safe as of August 5th. It is on my do not watch list because of this.
Wow.
These 2 mommies with their whole normal lifestyle being together is what really concerns me. Now I'm going to show you exactly what's going on here. This is the exact episode that aired with the two mommies glamorized as a normal lifestyle for our...
How is it glamorized?
So
it's normalized, not glamorized. They're not saying you should do this too. They're saying this is normal.
Magical golden podium being raised into the air with neon lights above them saying lesbian moms, ha yeah, and confetti and explosions and motorcycles jumping over ramps and shit. No, they're just standing there.
If they're not gay and miserable, then it's glamorized. Like they have to be suffering, otherwise it's glamorizing it.
Even if there is suffering, they just be angry that it's on the screen.
Yeah.
Also, as an aside, how many tabs does she need to have open?
Oh God, somebody should examine that. How long do you think that computer's just been sitting there just with the browser open? And look at
is this Netscape Navigator? Like, what is this?
Oh, she's on a Mac, but yeah, like look at all the extra little her toolbar is baffling.
The toolbar is what is really stressful to me. I can actually relate to the tabs because it gets a little hyphy sometimes. Yeah. The toolbar is like, what are all those symbols? I don't even know where you'd start with that shit. Those are all her they're all the counterculture websites she has to check every day.
Yeah.
She must have a lot of spare time.
Make sure there's no gays on Disney Channel this morning.
Exactly.
Young kids. Disney is now brainwashing our young kids into believing that two moms, two dads having kids, being sexually active as a couple is now normal. In fact, I did warn a bunch of people months ago when Beauty and the Beast came out by Disney.
It's literally normal. And you know what? There's been gay characters on TV shows forever. Like even since the first one I remember was there was a sitcom back in the day called Soap, where Billy Crystal played a gay character on there, and that ever since then there's usually been a gay character on a running TV show forever. I guess she's saying because this is geared towards kids it's even worse, but I mean, they're gonna learn about it anyway. It's so normalized in our culture at this point that you can't hide it from them that it exists.
If this kind of stuff was actually gonna turn people, then man, I watched a lot of He-Man, and I can tell you I'm pretty
Prince
straight.
Adam?
So yeah, Prince Adam. I mean, he's a cute boy. Don't get me wrong, but you know, that didn't I didn't look at Skeletor and go, oh man, look at them rippling pics.
The turn kids gay argument is so fucking stupid. It's like, oh, what? You grew up watching 95% straight people on TV, and yet you still have gay people.
Right.
Do you think that people are just made gay by watching gay people on the screen? Did you turn gay by watching McStuffins counterculture moms?
Yeah,
I don't understand this fucking argument. It's so
it's
stupid.
unfortunately titled, but
yeah, acknowledging that it exists makes kids want to be gay in their mindset.
It's just such a fundamental misunderstanding or sadness about how they understand what it means to be gay, as if it's just this inkling. It's oh, I really want to be gay, and then the culture tells you it's okay.
Yeah.
And it's and that's a terrible thing for you. They just don't understand what it means at all. They don't understand that it's the same way that they are straight. You know, it's just how you feel. It's not this thing you see on TV and it's oh, I want to try that. Or porn.
Right.
Oh, I want to try that move. Or have gay sex. It's just not like that. You know?
Right.
I want to say this lady's harmless, but people like this are the reason why that one letter gets written to the FCC and you can't say shit. So until 4 or 5 years ago, now we're allowed 2 or 3 shits on network TV that you can say. So, it's to the point where you just can't use common vernacular. I can't say a word. I can't say fuck on TV without having to pay a $10,000 fine when fuck's a harmless word. Shit's a harmless word. I mean, who's that going to hurt, really? Okay, so your kids get a filthy mouth. If it gets normalized, then it's no different than saying, dookie or whatever thing they have to replace it with.
Doo-doo.
Doo-doo, wiener. I mean, they could say that. It's the same damn thing. But, yeah, these people, her just, trying to tell people what not to watch, that's fine. Everybody has a right to, spout their opinion. But they'll write a letter to the FCC. They'll write a letter to YouTube. They'll write a letter to Facebook or whatever. And some person will just go, well, we got a letter. I guess, you just can't do this anymore. So, goodbye, gay moms. Get out of here. You don't
But I think that's changing,
problem.
Right? Like
I
people
hope
wrote
so.
a bunch of letters to Oreos because they did like a commercial where they had rainbow stuffed Oreos to promote gay people, and they wrote a letter to Oreo like, "How dare you?" And Oreo was like, "Get over it."
Yeah.
Man, I hope so. I mean, for corporations, I suppose that's a win, but it's the federal stuff like the FCC and stuff, because those people, they're chomping at the bit for that. They'll take a single letter and say, well, 99% of the population's it really isn't offended by the word shit, but this one person in Pawtucket, Massachusetts, really doesn't like it. So we're going to go ahead and change all your programming.
Well, they use that as a catalyst to control the narrative that the people that control the companies want to have, right? If it's got one letter they can stand behind, they'll stand behind it. The people with the money, they make the choices regardless. So it doesn't matter what the letters fucking say. They just use the letters as a scapegoat. An excuse to fucking hold on to their conservative values if they have them. Luckily, most people are waking up to the fact that mommies can be mommies without a daddy. Did they even say they were lesbian in this?
I mean, they were.
Implied.
Yeah,
Probably
it's implied.
Not.
What if
they're just walk next to each other? It's like, hey, we're back together, yay!
What if they're just
like from that
polygamous
picture?
moms?
I would just see two women with their kids. I don't even see lesbian there in that image,
Well, she said it was implied that they were parents that got split apart, right?
Well, I mean, but couldn't they? You like two parents? God, I can't. They're probably straight. That's the dumb part. That's what gets me. They probably
very well could be.
Yeah, they're both with their own kids and the husband's at home and all that, and they met together and she's like misinterpreted it or something like that. Either way is fine, but
yeah, I don't know the context of it because I've never seen it, but I'm fine with it being this way.
With the same agenda. Now, Claire is the author of this story. I'm going to have a link surrounding this video. You definitely want to click right here to sign the boycott and say no to Disney pushing LGBT agenda to preschoolers, because when you click on it in 2 seconds here, you can sign the petition on the side. You can see it just came out.
Oh my God, she made a petition, or she's part of the petition.
Computer loaded in 2 seconds.
Yeah,
just happened this week. 4,500 people already signed it. You just punch in your information, sign this petition. You're good to go. Saying, hey, get this off the air.
Would that say go up to the top? Life petitions.
In fact, I also did a blast.
Hold on. Let's see.
Ooh, she's downloaded some MP4s. I wonder what those are.
Oh, it's like a specifically pro-life petition site.
Pro-life and pro-family.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they make a lot of change on that.
So it's like conservativechange.org.
An echo
chamber. They want to create a culture of life. What does that mean?
I mean, like, that's like calling the thing that allows the government to spy on us the Patriot Act. It's like giving a nice sounding name to something terrible. So,
well, it's always a spin, right? Don't tell them what you want to do. Just tell them what they want to hear.
It's just such weird framing, as if like everything else is a culture of death.
Well, that's the worst part about it is people who are pro-choice, like they go against pro-life, pro-choice. Choice in life are a big thing, but why not be pro-death? I think that's fine to be pro-death. If I had my way, I would recommend that every woman, her first pregnancy terminated, just right off the bat, just to get used to it, just to test the waters.
Look, I mean, I don't think anybody's a serious fan of abortions. I don't think that's somebody's like favorite thing to do in the morning.
I am.
Dude, except for some crazy people like Billy.
Billy's favorite. Billy has an abortion every morning.
How many abortions have you had, Billy?
I think I'm having one right now. Have you ever had an abortion party where like you no, like because girls they grieve a bit, and instead of letting them grieve, you take them out and get them fucking wasted, so the next morning they can abort their baby with a hangover.
Oh, you make them drink while they're pregnant.
Well, I mean, the baby's gonna get aborted either way. But you try and change their attitude about it by just having an abortion party. Yeah, I don't know. I'm more than pro-choice. I want women to feel confident and comfortable making that choice.
That's good. I don't know about the abortion parties. I mean, I'm always down for parties, so maybe I'll get down with it. I just need to sleep on it.
Ain't no party like an abort party. You just got to come to one, Laci.
Well, as they say, it's not a party unless someone dies, I guess.
Well,
we should have a party at VidCon. Let's test the waters.
We will.
Yeah. I'll be there too. Me and Billy are coming together to VidCon. Yeah,
we're gonna have a big party.
Definitely have to have a little tete-a-tete.
Yeah,
just test the waters.
Yes,
just test the waters.
Abortion party tonight, guys. It's gonna be hot.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure who's gonna have to make the sacrifice, but we'll figure that out as it comes.
Well, Tim and Sargon want to have like a little meet and greet, so maybe we could just hijack it and turn it into a culture of death party.
Culture of death.
Make sure to let these people know so they get their petitions ready and
Yeah.
I want to get Sargon back on here.
Flags, like those big Antifa flags. We should just come in with like a culture of death flag.
They'll have a heart
and then
attack.
like get in Sargon's face and like threaten to like hurt him. And then we'll like shut off the lights, like start a riot. It'll be beautiful.
I don't
See,
think
this
it's
is why
fair.
I'm never going to VidCon.
Why not? It's a great time.
I don't think it's fair to call something a life if it can fit in a nugget dipping sauce packet,
One time we had Sargon on here. We asked him about climate change, and he didn't want to say anything about it. He was like, I never really looked into it that much.
I didn't really know anything about it.
Yeah. He didn't want to alienate his base by saying that he believed that it was real.
Little fucker.
Yeah.
Like, there's stuff I won't touch, but at least admit it. Just say you don't want
He
to
said
talk
he never
about
looked
it,
into it. Like he's never heard about it.
I'll tell you what, 99 out of 100 scientists will
Yeah.
tell you. That one scientist never looked into it himself.
No, he understands climate change. It's just that, my experience is very extreme in the sense that if you say anything, literally anything that goes against your tribalist alliances, people lose their minds.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand why he wouldn't want to, but at the same time, it's like people on the internet, any personality, should not be pandering to what people want to hear. You should be engaging in intellectually honest conversations that reflect how you really feel with other people who are expressing how they really think and feel, so that you can find truth and knowledge instead of pandering bullshit that people want to hear and makes them happy. But that's like 90% of YouTube now, is people just say what they think other people want to hear, and their audiences eat it up. They're like, yes, feed me my own opinions.
Yeah.
Please, spoon feed me my own opinions that I already hold because it feels good.
Didn't you get attacked by the SJW crowd at one point because, like, years ago you used the word tranny in a video and then they jumped all over you?
For literally 10 years, people lost their minds about that. And it's like, oh my God, like, here's how I see it. Like, if you are in a place where you can be mad about someone on the internet who advocates for trans rights saying the wrong word 10 years ago, if that's a top priority for you, you have it pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you don't have any real problems if you see that as like the biggest issue in your life.
If somebody says something 5 years ago and then they change their ways and they're like, you know what I said back then was kind of fucked up, and they still get nailed to the cross anyways, then why should anybody change?
Right, and why should anybody change? And why should anybody apologize? And why should anybody do anything but just tell other people to fuck off all the time? You'll never win. Like, in this sort of ecosystem that the social justice extremists have created, there is no incentive to change. There is no incentive to apologize, and there's no incentive to move on, because like you said, you'll always be nailed to that cross.
Yeah,
they'll find something you said 5 years ago and say, look, this is the person the person they were 10 years ago is the person they are today. They didn't change one iota. It's
right.
What I've noticed.
The same thing happened. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, what I've noticed in any community like that gets so extreme and they live within their bubble and they don't take in dissenting views that much, then they start to eat their own, which is what they were doing with you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, you get in this echo chamber where it's like the bar becomes so high for perfection, right? Because you never are exposed to people who have actual other opinions. So then you start putting everyone under a microscope to ensure, these purity tests that they put people to, like to make sure that they are the purest example of your ideology. Otherwise, you're not going to support them in the media or online or whatever. And it just becomes this giant echo chamber and circle jerk, essentially.
Well, the circle jerk is where they make the money, though, right? So if you run a channel that's far right or far left and you don't have anything to attack, then you have to attack one of your own, because if somebody on the other side isn't doing something to piss you off, you got to find, some sacrificial lamb to, take out so you can get that ka-ching going on,
Yeah, absolutely. And like with the Trump stuff we were talking about earlier, like you need a defined enemy. That's how you rile up your own base. And this happens online as well, like not just with the social justice people, but like the right wingers too. Everyone does this. And it's like so disingenuous to me that nobody wants to have a real conversation and a real exchange of ideas. And it's a hostile environment. Like you actually can't. Like I tried, right? And I still do, but like I even said before I even did it, right? I even said I wanted to like have an exchange with other people. And like even that is enough to nail you to a cross, because now you have implied that your mind is open. You're open to the idea that perhaps something about your tribe is wrong, or something about what you've said or what you think isn't 100% correct.
I want that sort of feedback. I want to know when my tribe is wrong and incorrect so I can make moves to fix it.
Me too.
If you fear that, then you don't deserve to evolve in this world, and you will die with history.
You'll crash and burn. If you're surrounded by yes men, everybody's telling you yes, 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 you'll just keep on going, and then you're going to hit that brick wall. You need somebody like Laci. For a long time, I wasn't a fan of your videos, and you showed that you're able to talk to the other side. And I'm like, wait a second, you're a human being. You're not a talking head just repeating what people want to hear so you can get that money. You know what I mean? So I respect that.
Thank you. And another thing that comes up all the time, sorry, I'm ranting a little bit, but this is something that really pisses me off. Another thing that like comes up all the time is this idea people say to me like, oh, she changed. Oh, like she opened up her mind to listen to the other side and stuff. And it's like, no, that was always the case. And I was always talking to people from the other side. But you know what? No, not one single YouTuber who disagreed with me ever emailed me to invite me to talk. Not once. People made dozens of videos about me. They talk shit about me constantly on Twitter or whatever, but never once did anyone actually reach out to say, hey, can we have a dialogue?
Wouldn't that be great too? Like somebody who hates your guts, right? Just talk to you as a human being and maybe realize, maybe there's a couple things you agree on. There has to be something you agree on.
And even if you don't agree, that's fine. You can talk about it like adults, but like the fact that so many people, they don't even reach out. They don't make any gesture to invite the conversation in the first place, to me, seems very disingenuous. Because it's like, oh, I just need that enemy to rile up my base, right? And here's the social justice warriors. Here's the SJWs who we hate because they're extreme and crazy. And let me make fun of their videos and blah, blah, blah. And like,
I enjoy that, but yeah.
Well, and this is one of my criticisms of Carl that I've said to him on many occasions before, that he's apologized to me for, actually. This idea that he just took my videos, ranted about it, and used it to bolster his own audience without ever wanting to have a real conversation about it. The idea wasn't an exchange or like, marketplace of ideas. The idea was just to have an enemy that you can push out at your rally.
And that unites people unbelievably, more than anything else, I would say.
And that's your common enemy, and you build community and tribe through your shared enemy, right? And that's how things work. And
it happens on both sides. I'm sorry to interrupt, but it happens on both sides to the point to where somebody takes a video and they reply to it like they're talking to them, but it's really just them talking to a video they can't talk back. And then when it comes time to like, hey, you want to meet up and have a debate? No.
Nope.
No. Because you might get embarrassed. You might lose against this person who you constantly defeat when, they can't respond back because you're just taking their video.
Exactly. And
wasn't there a time in your life where you were really wrapped into the LDS thing? Like when you were younger?
When I was a kid. Yeah, when I was a kid.
So you came pretty far from that to where you ended up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I am very critical of religion, and I'm very critical of, something that is like a constant battle for me is I'm critical of religion, but I still think there should be like a good way to think about morality. Like, how do we be good humans in this world, right? And one of the things that depresses me is I felt like at first, like social justice or like humanism, the way that I think of it is more like humanism, was a good framework for thinking about how to be better humans. But then you see all this crazy stuff that looks a lot like religion comes in, right? And a lot of the social justice stuff looked to me a lot like when I was in the Mormon church. You commit these sins and you need to confess, but you'll never actually be redeemed because you're a sinner, right? You have sinned because of your gender or because of your race or whatever, and nobody is ever truly redeemed. You'll always be a bad person. And you need to repent, and you need to feel bad every time you make a mistake or be a human.
It's the opposite of the participation trophy.
I was raised Catholic, so it was kind of the same thing, but in a way they still kind of taught me like, you can sin, but basically if you confess all your sins, it doesn't really matter what you've done. God will forgive all of that. But now we learn with real morality in the real world, you're held accountable by other humans for what you do,
Yeah.
And they may be unreasonable too.
Sure. But it's not like, you're being held accountable by God, but all you have to do are these simple things, and it doesn't really matter what you did.
Well, being held accountable by God is a lot like replying to someone in a YouTube video that you downloaded and like have a fake debate with, right? There's no response. You don't have to worry about having God come down and saying, actually, you misinterpreted that, boy. That's never going to happen. So you can just spout all sorts of shit that you want, but you're never going to have that one-on-one to where you actually got to put your shit on the table and actually deal. And it just, I understand, because let's face it, there's money involved.
I remember
Laci
made videos to Venom Fang X, and Venom Fang X is like, go green? You need to delete your channel tomorrow. But I'll tell you what, Go Green, you do got kind of a pretty smile, though. Venom Fang X,
I remember that.
Yeah. Today will be a bad day.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to him?
He just kind of fizzled out into obscurity at some point, but he was the whole reason I really started watching YouTube and the atheism thing, because he was so smug and condescending. I could not stand him. So I became a fan of like everyone who was against him.
Yeah, you got to watch it with that ego. Like a little ego is a good thing for leadership, but if you express too much ego, boy, are you fun to hate.
Yeah. Especially with like the moralizing element from Christianity, like I am such a moral, righteous man. And look at all
I could never lose.
Yeah.
The more you talk about your morals, the less I believe you have them.
Yeah, if you gotta do these self-affirmations every fucking day, maybe you don't have really a strong foundation of morality. Maybe your morality is a bit weak if you got to give yourself a little pep talk every day. You're righteous, you're just, you're good. Everybody else sucks but me. I'll go tell them how awful they are. Yeah.
I think when you wake up in the morning and you do good things for people around you and you smile and you're happy, that breeds like more happiness in your world directly around you. Morality is its own reward. I don't know. I believe that when you're positively charged, the world is better for you. I've seen negative
morality
people
is subjective in some ways too. Like,
you have your own morals, right? You create your own morality.
It's also cultural. Like different cultures have different standards.
Yeah, but
for morality
fuck them.
too.
We can bomb them. What?
What if your culture decides it's immoral to bomb people?
Fuck them.
Well, that's when you
start
a revolution.
Counterculture.
Counterculture revolution, baby.
Yeah, counterculture. No more lesbian moms on my Disney Channel, bitch. I want the lesbian moms on Showtime or Cinemax. Give me them lesbian moms where I can see them fucking scissor. I don't want to see them fucking being moms. I want to see them being whores.
She's upset about this. How about all those Disney show programs that have like the 14-year-old girls in like short shorts and shit? And the Nickelodeon guy is weighing to feet. You know what I mean?
As long as
Like,
they kiss a boy
they
at the end of the
made a peep about
episode,
that.
she's fine with that.
Yeah, I guess as long as it's heterosexual, they're okay with the pedophilia. There you go.
Oh my god. All right. Now I need to transition to something else.
Choice of words, my man.
Okay.
Yo, safely! Let's go find this hater and put a bullet in his fucking head. Oh, you like me now?
I'm the only
So-
with the good kind of fairy drama.
That's because Jesus Christ
This is my neighbor.
So this is the part of the show where we play cringy raps from the internet for Billy and watch him cringe, basically.
I don't like them.
Yeah.
At all.
Yo, it's Miss Fonda.
Pink alert.
Yeah.
Is she a victim of like a fire
Down
or
low.
something?
Yo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, E66 all day, fam. You get me?
Get her.
I'm a bad man.
Okay.
Yeah. You know I'm a bad man. When I roll, they call me the bad man. It's lady fam. I don't need a gap. I roll solo. Don't speak like a G. That's a no-go. I'm like one. To my gal then. If I go.
You like that? What?
It's not as bad as I thought it
What's
was
your-
going to be.
what's your analysis?
It's terrible, but it's like I was like, okay, she's going very slow. She's reading. These are all terrible things. She's a horrible. There's no. I have no remorse for how terrible she is, but at least she's speaking it with some conviction, right? I thought she was going to be I'm just a fat, and I'm the cutest little fucking.
No, it's not. It's not the Juggalo kid. Damn it!
I
my whole
appreciate the
playlist.
half-hearted like Bob Marley impersonation she has going. At least she's committed to it, I suppose.
Ja. I'm the man. I'm the bad man. You're not a man. And if you are a man, you're very bad at being one, because you look like a tiny little pink teenager. That just, look, I hate bringing up the fact that her makeup makes her look like she's in a burn unit, but it does. What is she doing?
She sounds like she's from like the northern UK, like
Yeah,
or like the
I-
actually northern England, not
I
northern
hate
UK.
most grime rappers as well. They fucking are all trash. Most of them are. There's like 4 or 5 good ones, and then hundreds of wannabe. It's talking like you drink another.
Oh, by the way,
margarita.
the one person bitching so much about Streamlabs not getting read, we'll go back through them. Stop crying. We'll go through them at the end of the show.
Yeah, my dude. Don't worry, my dude.
It's not a surprise that guy's the biggest Joe fan in the fan base, crying because Joe got decimated by me.
Bring back Joe.
Joe's still recovering from his fucking hangover.
He puked all over the keyboard too.
We do this thing here, Laci, called Spin Till You Spew, where we do like a trivia contest, and every time you lose a round, you have to spin this wheel. Let me put it up on the screen here. It's this wheel right here, and you spin it, and then you have to like do whatever it is, like whether it's whiskey or tequila or rum or vodka or weed.
Gotta do the wheel.
Wasabi. Oh my god.
Yeah, if you take a mouthful of wasabi. I took Billy on last month. I beat him. He ended up spewing.
He beat me.
I have superhuman drinking ability. And then his friend Joe, I took him on 2 days ago, and he spewed everywhere too. So I'm the defending.
He threw up?
Yes.
Yeah.
We play until someone throws up, basically.
No, that's horrible.
Usually. It took me like 8 hours to puke, 8 hours of drinking to puke.
Yeah, we were streaming live for 8 hours. Dude, Joe, 3 hours. Joe's a disgrace.
Yeah.
Honestly, it took me 3 hours.
Puked in 3 hours?
Yeah, he puked in 3 hours. We were doing. Each round you end up doing like 3 or 4 shots usually. So, and then we got this lovely GIF here that I'll put up. Yeah, of Billy puking.
Yeah, the volcano has erupted.
There.
It's not funny.
I love how we have that
You
forever
took advantage of me.
Oh, I did?
You got me drunk, and then you made me puke on myself. It's not fair.
Just want to take you guys water and maybe a hug.
Oh, yeah. We need that kind of support during that too, because it's like, it's.
I think I want to show up with like a bag of bread and like a lot of water and like a puke bag.
Billy can't do the bread because he's on the keto diet.
I've been on low carbs, so not only had I not been drinking for like months when I did this,
my God.
I had no good carbs to soak up the alcohol. And Ben's over here, like being a young champion. He's saying he's so good at drinking. I was at a handicap, okay? And I kept losing.
Keto makes you drunk really fast.
He outweighs me by like 200 pounds.
My blood doesn't outweigh your blood, Benjamin. We have the same blood.
It's genetic. It's being born, it's being born an alcoholic. I just have that like natural, like where I can just put them away like they're nothing.
Plus, Ben does weed all the time.
Yeah, that's another
I don't
thing.
Do
I can do
a
that
weed.
easily too.
So he hits the weed on the wheel. I don't do a weed. And he hits weed on the wheel, and it's like spinach to Popeye. I hit weed on the wheel,
makes
and
me
it's
better.
Yeah, and it's kryptonite for me. It's totally unfair. I was at a terrible handicap and been so proud. So I'm the champion. You know what I am, Ben? I'm the man that puked all over himself, and I'm proud of that.
Someone said, "Does that mean Ben is 300 pounds?" No, I'm 200 pounds. So just under 200. I'm like 190, 195 maybe.
They come round then, they like bomb the clock, brethren. Them boy protect me, little henchman. The top guy asked me who sent them. Silence was my next pen. Black, and more.
I take back her being like good with the delivery. She's so like bored reading this. The black.
Laci, please help. My girlfriend is obsessed with linking my sphincter, unfortunately. She also insists on kissing me afterwards. Oh, I missed the rest of that. Kissing me afterwards. And it's causing no end of trouble. I'm adamant about using mouthwash. I'm having problems inserting the funnel into my arse.
To my arse.
Yeah, that's how you know they're British.
Oh, my arse. There be a bomb in me potato.
I think if a girl's gonna eat your ass or do anything to your body, you owe it to her to kiss her afterwards.
At least she's an enema. I mean, the asshole does not clean itself. I can verify that.
No, Laci says it does. She says
said
don't put soap in your butthole.
I did not say asshole.
Then why am I not putting soap in my butthole? You told me not to.
Don't put soap in your ass.
You said if I put soap in my butthole, I'll get AIDS.
Billy's called a fleet.
A fleet?
It's a fleet. You never. Okay, well, let me.
There's a fleet of battleships going into my asshole now.
Look,
I was so much more
in a
comfortable
sense.
with the soap.
He's gonna be okay. He just needs to clean his anus first.
I'm just saying, if this has Hellbent is sailing in, he needs a fleet to surround him to protect him.
All right, we're gonna move to the next one.
Waterfall, 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 yeah.
It's a guy that looks kind of like Joe Lewis.
The human thumb is back again.
Waterfall.
It's the worst angle. All right, this is a very unflattering angle, guy. Like, you could raise the camera up a little more.
He wants everybody to know that he has overhead lighting.
You know what? He looks. I don't know if the angle is just doing this, but it looks like he's really tall too. Like he's about to hit his head on the light fixture.
You might be tall.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want them blessings and miracles to rain down.
You should let him sing the hook on your next single.
I should. It'll be called Ben's an Asshole.
Is this in slow motion?
No.
Can you
You want me
speed
to
it
speed
up?
it up?
Yeah.
There's time and place in this day. Waterfall, waterfall, rain down. Waterfall, waterfall.
Yeah, it's better this way. You're right.
Waterfall.
Yeah, he doesn't have a bad singing voice. You know what? This wasn't even a rap. Like, he's done raps before and they're terrible. He's got all right singing voice. Can't hold it against him. Probably better than mine.
Ooh.
Yeah. But I'm a baritone.
I'm a baritone.
Yeah.
A baritone.
Yeah. You're like a bass, dude. You could sing bass in a barbershop quartet or something.
Man, all I can do is scream metal. My voice is shit for singing. Best I can do is like.
Yeah, that works. It does.
I got that down. But if you want me to do like, oh, never. Let's watch this guy. I like the lighting already.
Attempt to give me a song like with what Eminem rapped on, and this is by Mob.
This guy's already got you beat, dude.
Deep. This is old Mob Deep shit. Like,
don't let him open for you because he'll be top
him?
billed on your next show. They'll be like, man, fuck this Billy the Fridge guy.
This guy's got culture.
This guy.
And you want me to fucking freestyle like Eminem? Like, how stereotypical? Like I can't do Eminem. Like I could do. One time freestyle, two time style, motherfucker, yo, big on the rob. Oh, I'm doing my shit.
Stop.
This guy is wasted for one
thing. It's
thing.
no battle rap. Is this really a battle rap though? Ain't no battle motherfucking rap. I don't even know what you're about. What you approaching me with the fucking instrumental beat, yo, and you want me to fucking rap like
punch this guy in the fucking head, dude. He's not even. He's not. I don't know if he's serious or not. I don't think.
I think he is. I think he's wasted and he's serious.
He spent some money on audio equipment there, so he's at least $300
maybe he
worth of serious
or something stupid.
No.
He. Here's the deal. All right.
You just don't want to believe it's real because it's going to keep you up tonight.
He's a piece of shit.
When you're trying to sleep.
He's a piece of shit, but I don't think he's that dumb. He's got too many cool posters on his wall.
That doesn't mean anything.
Pretty cool posters. Although he could use like a shade on that lamp.
Those are cool posters.
He's too drunk to worry about that.
He's just drunk and he's just fucking around. He's not actually this terrible.
Fucking time, all the fucking time. You're like, I'm a vicious slime. I got the vicious rhyme. I don't even care. I'm here to keep you in line every motherfucking time, yo.
He's at the level of drunk where like he thinks he's so cool when he does something basic, like line. I can't hate on this poor man. He's just drunk and being a fucking dumbass.
Fair enough.
In the motherfucking grime, I don't even care, yo. I'm on fucking video camera, yo. I'm expressing this motherfucking world. Check me out as I fucking get you, motherfucker. On my
so bad. But it's because he's drunk. He's drunk freestyling.
But when you drunk freestyle, you get like better almost.
I'm so good though. That's the problem.
Oh.
I'm so
Billy's
good.
used to being drunk.
That's why I can judge everybody because I'm the fucking god, man. I'm the cringe god, man. Cringe rap god.
Yo, and again, for as old as this guy is, I wouldn't be surprised if he popped a couple diazepam before drowning some fucking Budweiser.
I wouldn't be surprised if this guy was in a rap group with MC Search.
Just admit, I like that exposure.
MC Burnout.
After all, I'm
back. I gotta pee.
All right. Attention, YouTube. Laci Green is now peeing.
Nice.
It sounds like sizzling fried chicken.
Earlier when I left.
Oh, you know what? There's also a part. I forgot about this. There's a part of that video, that vlog video that I just released on Patreon, where I'm like holding the camera on my face while I'm pissing in a urinal, and you can hear it like I'm wasted. I'm drunk as fuck, and I'm like tinkle, 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 and you can hear me pissing. I forgot I put that on there.
Damn, Ben, provocative.
It is. I feel like a documentary filmmaker making a difference.
Earlier when I said I was going to take a piss and I left for a moment,
You took a shit.
I took a shit, dude.
I know because I smelled your fucking fart when you left the room.
I've made like 4 farts
I
when I stood up.
I know. When you left, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
He did not take a piss.
I was trying to hold them farts
I was
in.
trying to keep from like vomiting and being like, it smells like ass in here.
I crop dusted you, went and I took
I
a
hate
super
you.
dump. Dude, it looked like Chinese food. It was like all like it looked like something you could eat with chopsticks.
Why you gotta ruin that
I'm
for
sorry.
me?
I'm sorry.
Publicity hound shit. No, not. I just wanted to get a free meal. That's all I wanted.
Okay,
the
I'm
meal
convinced
deal.
this is a homeless man who broke into his studio or something.
Stardom is for fucking matches. I don't care, you be fucking trenches.
This is the equivalent of masturbating. That's all he's doing is masturbating right now.
Someone said, why is Ben smelling men's farts? Because I was in a room with another man and he farted.
Ben had no other option.
Yeah, like what are you talking about? You have to have your face in someone's ass to smell their fart? No.
You don't seek the fart seeks you, my dude.
Ben is going to My Free Cams now? Sure. Actually, they don't allow men on My Free Cams.
Ben tried.
I just know it's a rule. Like, yeah. Oh, man. This is the best one we've ever had.
I'm an old as fuck, old geezer. Yo, check my gray hairs. Do you see my gray hairs?
I'm an old as fuck, old geezer. God, this is...
Why would he upload this?
I'll tell you why. He's drunk. He's probably live streaming or something stupid.
He probably doesn't even know the camera's on.
Check my
He's actually hit stream on OBS. He's like, I'm just going to have fun on the microphone, hit record. I'll listen to this later. It's like, oh, shit, this is live.
Yeah, the guy's too drunk for me to judge him. Maybe sober, he would make me cringe. But this level of drunk, I can't cringe. I can't do it.
He's having fun. You know, I think that's the thing. Like, when you see somebody having fun, it's hard to, like, you know, be like, oh. Because that other lady didn't seem like she's having fun. She seemed like she's, like, working, you know? I mean, like, I'm going to, bumbleclot, boo, you know? But this guy's having a blast. Look at him. He loves it.
Yeah, it is the equivalent of masturbation. Like, I don't want to watch some guy jerk off. Yeah, he's having fun, but I'm not trying to watch that. No.
Okay, Laci, you're the sex expert. You're trapped in an elevator with someone.
Mm-hmm.
At what point is it okay to proposition them?
You're trapped in an elevator.
Proposition them for sex?
Yeah, in the elevator. Mind you, there's a camera in the elevator too.
Well, that doesn't matter.
Yes,
do
it
that.
does.
Don't
do that.
I tell you what, and I just want to let you know, Billy sexually harassed me in an elevator.
No,
we were stuck in an elevator for an hour and a half together.
Yeah, and I waited.
And 10 minutes in, he's like,
No.
"Time to fuck now, Ben."
15 minutes in. I waited the proper 15-minute waiting period. After 15 minutes, you're supposed to
There was a
introduce
camera
the
in that
option.
elevator, too.
So what? They can watch.
Billy, you can't be doing that shit, bro.
Right.
Well, you better hope we don't get stuck in an elevator together for longer than 15 minutes, because I'm going to offer there too, Laci. Everybody gets
Billy,
the offer.
I will
That's
karate chop you.
I don't care. I can take a fucking hit.
Billy
I will
has
chop
a
you.
he has a
With a
record.
lot of things, not just a karate. I will chop you in many ways.
Literally, you're not going to be able to push. You can't put fear into me. I have no fear. The problem is the problem is you have to offer. You have to. After 15 minutes of being stuck in an elevator,
two occasions,
you have to offer.
On two occasions, I've been stuck in an elevator with Billy, a total of like 2 hours of time. And then you and Pimmo got stuck in the elevator too.
Yeah,
didn't
he
you?
freaked the fuck out. Luckily, we were only in there for like 5 minutes.
How are you guys getting stuck in elevators so often?
I would like to think it was the elevator and not how fat I am.
I've never been stuck in an elevator with anybody else.
Everybody's saying Billy the Weinstein. It's not like I was like, okay, I'm going to fuck you in this elevator now. I was like, so should we fuck? We're stuck, right? We gotta fuck, right? We got to. Everyone's making me look like the bad guy here. I'm the guy offering.
That's not what you do in a broken elevator, Billy.
Are you sure?
Well, I mean, what if it's just hanging on by a thread and those thrusts is just what stamps it? You know, you could die. It's just not safe.
Yeah, it's the feeling of being vulnerable, right? That's sexual. You want to release that. You're like, we're stuck here in this elevator. What should we do? I don't know. Procreate.
Maybe if you were like in the elevator with like your date or like your boyfriend or something, then you could be like, should we just fuck? I mean, we kind of have to. When are we ever going to be stuck in an elevator together? But if you are not in a situation as such,
But maybe that's where the situation begins. This is where the situation could begin.
That's not how, no.
You have limited options of things to do in this elevator. You have limited options.
You don't just fuck.
Frankly, Billy, you're my friend, but I would say, okay, yeah, bend over and reach for the hatch up top and try to climb out as fast as I could.
There was no hatch.
I literally forced nobody to have sex in this elevator.
It was. You know what though?
I just put the option out.
When Billy thought the elevator might fall, his horniness went away though.
Yeah, I was like, last thing I want to do is die.
Kept moving, and we're like, what's going on?
Last thing I want to do is die with my dick in your ass, Ben.
Okay. Yeah.
That's how some people want to go out.
You have to get consent.
Yeah.
You do that.
I didn't take anything here. I just offered. I was being a good boy.
Okay.
Good boy, Billy.
Is this guy really the quietest rapper ever?
Let's see.
Gonna lay down some beats in my mom's kitchen.
He's so happy.
Give you a nigga in a body bag. I shoot a nigga and watch him say, I'm a smoking weed nigga. I got a drag. I'm killing the flow because I fucked you.
He's killing the flow.
Because he fucked your hoe.
I believe every word this guy says because I have to listen extra carefully to hear it.
See it crystal clear. Yeah. Please hit that subscribe button.
No! No, you're asking for subs after that? Fuck you! Unsubscribe!
How's it gonna leave mom's house with that YouTube ad rev, man?
17 seconds of under the breath bullshit kill raps.
I can do better than that.
Yeah.
I, like you said, I'm the biggest honky you've ever met in your life.
The biggest honky you ever met in your life. I'm gonna get you with a
I wear
knife.
hockey jerseys as regular shirts.
I'm gonna get trapped in an elevator with your wife. And okay, like and subscribe.
Yep. Yeah, that was the thing he said with the most like passion in his voice.
Yeah,
that's what woke up mom. Now he's got to like turn the camera off so he doesn't get grounded.
Oh shit!
This guy is absolutely terrible. I hope he voted for Donald Trump.
Usually, I would say at least he tried, but this guy didn't even do that.
Someone said, Laci, should I go to the University of Miami or Emory? That was Mitchell that said that.
Well, that's an honest question.
Emory is in Boston.
I don't even know where that is.
I think it's in Boston. Hold on, I have to look it up.
And when I hear
Emory
Miami,
University.
I think of Miami of Ohio, but maybe not.
Oh no, that's
Miami.
in Atlanta. Oh no, you got to go to Emory.
Whoa.
You gotta go to Emory.
That's a solid answer. Hey.
Yeah, you got to go to Emory because it's like one of the top universities for medical research.
Oh.
It's like a prestigious institution. So you need to go. Right?
That's some damn good advice right there. Go to the good one. Like researched it. That's fantastic.
Well, I recognized the name. I confused it with something in Boston.
What was it like working with MTV and that whole deal you had with them?
Yeah, I want to know that because MTV's an odd entity to me.
It was really good. They were really cool and like very chill. They were nice. I liked it. We had like some disagreements about stuff. Like once they wouldn't let me criticize Rebel Wilson. They're like,
Why not?
Rebel's gonna get mad at us. So I was like, well, okay.
I mean, isn't that good to have a little clash? But
yeah.
Why did you want to criticize her?
I don't remember what it was about. Like I think they wanted to do an episode about fat shaming, maybe. And like I don't remember. Rebel had like in the VMA. Oh, it was because Rebel had hosted the VMAs or something. And it wasn't even like criticizing her. It was just sort of like making an offhanded, like snarky comment about her. And they wouldn't let me criticize her. But that was like the only thing that we had ever clashed about. Everything else was really cool.
That's pretty minor.
Yeah.
So the snarky comment, you were like, Rebel Wilson's a fat cunt, right?
Yeah,
you can't say
that's
that.
what it was. And they were like, you can't do that. That's fat shaming. That's really sexist. You're a sexist asshole, Laci. And then I was like, oh.
That is weird though, like working for like a cable network, and that's the only the only instance of censorship you really had the whole time. So
yeah, it was chill. Although like part of why I ultimately ended up kind of closing that project was because the topic focus was kind of narrow. Like it. Anytime, and this is one of my problems with like feminist media in general, it's like feminist media sort of revolves around finding things to critique, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's hard to have like a positive vibe because you're always talking about
that's
things.
like Anita with her video game critiques.
Oh, God.
Well, it's like feminist criticism. It's like any sort of critic, like a food critic or, anything. You're always asked to look for the problems. And like, I think that's chill and all, but like, you can't sustain that for a really long time because well, it's really negative for one thing, and eventually you just run out of problems, you know? And I think that's part of why a lot of like the super lefty media outlets, they say all this crazy shit because they've run out of like real things to talk about, and but they have to keep making content. So, you know, like the marijuana is racist stuff, you know, that's like a prime example, right? It's like we've talked about how like the drug war has impacted Black people more than white people. And we've talked about like all of these aspects of it, but now we need to like go deeper. We need to have like a new fresh angle. Oh, marijuana is racist, you know, and it gets into this like territory where you're kind of stretching. It's a little stretch, you know, or a big stretch. And it's also just like excessively negative. It's like, okay.
I understand why they made that push, because you can look even on internet, just independent entertainers. There's like, I like your movie sucks, right? But
Adam's awesome.
There's so many channels that are devoted to movie reviews that are specifically negative. CinemaSins probably being the worst one. Like, I like your movie sucks. CinemaSins, I'm kind of like it's a parody. But then there's like, they're making complaints about stuff that doesn't make any sense. And it's like, they got to dig hard for it.
Because your job is to complain, you know?
And if you don't have anything to complain about, or you don't have time to research or anything like that, you just got to like, and I can see how that can be really demoralizing and just boring.
Totally,
Here's a super chat from Barry Compton for 666. Okay, this is proof the world is a simulation. Miss Green on Drunken Peasants. Also hellbent. That voice is as sweet as cotton candy to a diabetic.
Oh,
there you go.
Thank you.
You know, Laci, I heard if you have diabetes, your cum is sweeter.
My God.
Is that?
Where did you learn that?
Here's, you know what? That's ridiculous.
What?
Well, that's not true.
Are you sure?
I mean,
that's what I heard.
There's no right way to answer that question, because if I say yes, you'll be like, oh, you sucked off how many diabetics? So no, I'm not going to answer that. I'll tell you what, though. What is it about? Because I thought this was just me, but I found out recently it's not. When I have a hangover, I want to jerk off like 1 billion times. And I found out that that's like totally normal.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I talked to me and Dick Masterson talked about that when I was on the Dick Show. Apparently, like, that's like a normal thing, at least for men, anyway.
When you're hungover to masturbate?
Yes. I have the overwhelming urge to masturbate when I'm hungover for some reason. You've never had that?
That is.
I don't know.
Probably expelling toxins, releasing endorphins in your brain to make you feel less shitty. Maybe your brain's just like, I need something. This sucks.
I feel like the overwhelming desire to masturbate most of the time.
You do?
Yeah, like I don't need a hangover for that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Actually,
I'm like,
so much. Toward, like the beginning of my cycle, like toward the end of my period, like after ovulation, it's like on, and then I just don't care for like maybe 12 days.
Why do you think I have the green screen? I can't have people noticing what I'm doing under here.
He also paints his dick green. It's been on screen for.
Thinking ahead.
Yeah.
But your arm.
Yeah.
Don't worry about these. These are all CGI.
Someone said, what does it say? Someone needs to start a fucking fight up in this bitch. Okay, I don't know what that means. Someone said, hi, this guy that's like in love with Joe, Haiku King. Get Joe on the show. Without Joe, the show will blow. We need the Lord Joe. He always keeps it crazy. Ben Pie just seems so lazy. Ooh.
Got him.
How do I seem lazy?
Well,
just it rhymes with crazy.
Someone else said,
I can agree with that previous comments. Having people argue and stuff, it's kind of like the negativity stuff we talked about earlier. Like two people going at it, it is entertaining. Like, you know, people go to boxing matches and watch MMA and even watch internet debates for a reason. They want to see two people like chew into each other and get in deep. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to go over Laci's videos to try to like really, you know, be a cunt. So I'm sorry, Laci.
I mean, like, yeah.
Wow, I'm so disappointed. I was really hoping
waiting
to fight over stupid shit.
I'm waiting until Ben releases me so I can just go in on Laci. But he's like, wait till the end, Billy. Don't rip her open until the very end.
Normally, if you're on here in a debate, you'll be prepped for that in some way.
Who wants to rip me open?
I'm gonna rip you open with my superior debate skills.
Rip you open like a fresh sock.
Yeah.
I'm gonna break you like the hymens.
That's gonna become that's gonna become a clip somewhere. Someone said "Go Blue." That's a pro Michigan propaganda term. Thanks, build the wall. Haiku King again said, "Nuke Minnesota. They are the true enemy. We must build the wall. Stop ripping off my shtick, Haiku King." Russ Bender, better to lose your hair than have saggy tits. I think that's a subjective opinion. I mean, like,
yeah,
whatever.
some people like those flappy tits.
Maybe.
Like, have you ever took
Granny
an old woman's
porn?
boob and wore
No.
it like a sarong around your head?
No.
Wrap it around your head? It's cute.
The thought never crossed my mind, Billy.
Yeah, man. You walk in the room with two dog-eared titties on the side of your head. You look like a fucking, like you're in the cantina in Star Wars.
A boob's a boob.
You paint a really good image, I'll tell you that.
You can say that, right?
I don't I don't really. I've seen ones that are good. I'm really positioning this, but fake boobs, not a fan.
I'm a fan.
Nah,
yeah,
don't really like them, especially when they look like giant balloons that are about to like pop.
I like them.
I just don't like that.
I like because you know why I like them. Because this human being crafted their body to be a certain way, and I appreciate that about them.
They didn't do it to themselves.
They wanted it done.
They paid a bunch of money to have someone else do it.
Okay.
Look, I've seen boob jobs that look good. And I'm not gonna act like I've been able to like play with them all I want or anything like that. But there was one time I gave a lady a hug who got a fresh boob job, and I felt that I could feel like the hardness. And she's like, "Hey, honey, watch out! Those cost a lot of money." I'm like, it took me like 2 seconds to put it together. I'm like, "Oh yeah," I really popped the saline bubbles. Oops. But
this is why you're not.
Look at Laci's face. She's
I stand by my statement that a boob's a boob. All right.
Well,
it's fine.
It's easy for
I mean,
you.
we got 3 boobs right here.
Who has 3 boobs?
Ben, Billy, Hellbent.
Yep.
Ben, Billy, Bent, the Booby Boys.
I don't
Let's
get to
see.
be a boob. I feel like that's really sexist.
No, you don't get to be a boob, Laci. You can't have everything you want. Oh my God, feminists want everything. They're taking everything from us. Manspreading.
Local boob.
Laci, manspreading. That's just feminists fucking with people, right?
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Yeah,
Guys have
I never
balls.
bought the manspreading thing.
You can't keep your legs together and not squish your fucking testes. You gotta have a little space down there.
I'm gonna read Haiku King's stuff so he doesn't continue to bitch about this.
Cool.
Haiku King, I miss the Lord Joe. Why can't he be on the show? Too much for Ben Pie? Afraid he's the true senpai. Damn. Praise be to Holy Lord, okay?
Yeah.
I decimated Joe. He said he was going to be good in trivia. I destroyed him. He said he could drink. He couldn't drink. I destroyed him on both fronts. My brain is by far superior to Joe. My drinking ability is by far superior. Joe is just a beta.
But have you seen his dick?
He said it was like a can of tuna.
Yeah.
Unbelievably short and unbelievably
and it
girthy.
Smells the same too.
All right,
it's like a dick.
School shoot. Oh, someone said Daddy Derek's school shooting video is his Empire Strikes Back. That was by Mr. Red 22.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got a new patron. That's pretty cool. They became a $5 patron. Bump that up to 10 to watch the new video, man.
Damn.
Hey, support your creators, man, because I tell you, YouTube ain't doing their job lately.
After watching every episode of Doc with my daughter, I can tell you that I would rather take a Dickens every day than watch that show again. Okay.
All right.
Mr. Red said, when are you getting Steve Shives on the show, Ben? Considering the fact that he preemptively blocked me by virtue of who I follow and who follows me on Twitter, probably never.
I'll ask him.
Do you know Steve Laci? Have you talked to him before?
I have, yeah.
Okay.
I have talked to Steve. We had like some really weird exchanges. I don't really. It was like last year. Yeah, because I didn't know who he was until like everything blew up like in my face. Because I realized everyone hates Steve and they see him as like.
I don't hate Steve. I mean, like Steve used to make great content, actually, like stuff that I actually enjoyed at one time. He's changed as a yeah. I mean, he was an atheist YouTuber, and then he kind of shifted into the social justice thing.
Right. Yeah, no, he like went off on me because like a lot of the social justice people, they like accused me of palling around with, racists and whatever. And it's like, no, that's not happening. You like, I don't pal around with racists. Like, just because you take issue with something someone said once, or maybe someone has like an opinion you disagree with or whatever, it doesn't mean you get to just like write them off as Nazis or whatever,
But what do you what do you do
like
with your what do you do when you're a friend with someone and you find out later on they literally are a Nazi and they are they are racist? Then what do you do?
If they literally are a Nazi, then I wouldn't be friends with them. Because I don't want to be friends with fucking Nazis. Sorry. I'm tolerant to people's stupid ass opinions, but I'm not going to be friends with them.
I have a friend. He's not a Nazi, but most people would say he's racist.
Jeff Holiday?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, you know who I'm talking about.
In what sense? Like, he
his name is Dr. Jean-Francois Garapi.
Oh yeah, JF.
Yeah.
JF. I fucking forgot.
Yeah.
Andy's boyfriend.
Yeah. Well, they broke up recently, actually.
Who?
Andy Warski's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
what's his deal? I don't know anything about him.
Well,
literally,
he's been. It's funny because he started out on this show years ago, like 2 years ago. He never, he would talk in favor of people like Stefan Molyneux and people like that, but he never shared his vision of his ethno-state that he now talks about a lot.
God.
And like, I've known him forever, and we never personally talked about this, but next thing you know, he's very popular on YouTube, and he's talking about like white ethno-states and stuff like that, and it's just kind of like, whoa.
I'm positioning
an interesting turn.
I'm selling my ethno-states to people with very low IQs.
These guys talk about this shit like it's a video game or something, like as if you're just building this like fantasy world. It's
Thank you.
Where did things go so horribly wrong for you that you just fell off the reality train?
It was interesting.
Yep.
Because we had him on here after he had revealed that he had these views. And it was funny, like, his ethno state, hot Asian chicks, totally allowed.
Yeah.
Oh, brother.
So you're picking and choosing your fantasy island.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to work, guys.
It's like you said, like a video game, you can't look at society like it's a character creator. You know what I mean? It's like control stuff, and
Hitler almost fucking beat the game.
Get very far.
He ran out of resources, dude.
Someone here's someone kind of defending Sargon's climate change thing, which I don't buy. Sargon could have actually missed a lot of things taught in basic education because he's from a military family and had to move around a lot. Okay, well, the information about climate change is literally everywhere. So
also, that kind of infantilizes Carl, as if he's not smart enough to have educated himself on these issues. He's a smart guy, okay? Like he's not an idiot. Let's not make excuses for pandering. Like, you can acknowledge, you can like Carl and also be like, yeah, that was a little bit stupid. Like, that's a bullshit excuse.
Exactly. Like, I got friends who are racist and morons, and I just look, if somebody is that way and you refuse to talk to them because of that, there's no chance of them ever changing. You're cutting them off, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you refuse to have a dialogue with anybody about anything that you disagree with, then eventually, well, you're just never going to get anywhere. If you want things to change and you're like, we need to eliminate this and we want to progress forward, then you have to interact with these people. You got to interact with those folks that you deem that, well, I'm not saying anybody here is demonizing anybody, but let's just, go with it. If you demonize somebody, you think they're the worst in the world, they're like the scum of the earth, and you're like, I will not talk with them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're not going to change. You got no hope. You already gave up. You already lost.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what's so self-defeating about a lot of the leftist stuff is like this. It's practically like the law that you cannot engage because otherwise you're lionized.
Steve Shives is a great example of that. Look at how far he's isolated himself because of that. And
it's preemptive blocking. It's hilarious because I know people that they'll go and they'll create a new Twitter account and Steve Shives doesn't have them blocked, and then they'll follow the Drunken Peasants Twitter, and like within a week, Steve Shives has them blocked without them tweeting at Steve Shives or anything. He used these block lists.
Yeah, it's the blockchains. They all use them like they used to share them. And I remember once like things got really bad in my Twitter replies and like, oh, you should just click this like little thing and like it's going to make it so that all those people like don't show up in your timeline. And once I realized what it was doing, like it initializes and it just shows like how many people it's blocking. And I didn't realize it was blocking people. I was like, oh my God, stop. But then it had already blocked like 20,000 people.
Wow.
And so then
they use that as a badge of honor too.
Yeah, but like
people don't forget being blocked.
There's no way to undo it. You have to go through. If Steve Shives ever wanted to unblock people, he would have to go through by hand and unblock each person individually.
I mean, if it blocked that many people for you that quick, he's had it on for years.
Oh, I'm sure there's hundreds of thousands of people blocked.
Yeah.
And like, if he wants to do that, fine. You know, whatever. You do whatever you want, Steve. But you know, of course, people are going to be angry about that because they're going to feel like you're sharing all these political opinions and ideas and they feel like they don't have any conversation with you. Like it's very one way, you know?
And
like you literally can't
him?
Respond because they're blocked.
What if somebody likes Steve Shives and they like some other person and they're like, oh, Steve Shives blocked me. You know, you're going to take somebody who liked you and turn them into an enemy because they're going to think, why does Steve Shives hate me?
I've had multiple mutual acquaintances between myself and Steve Shives. The thing is eventually he turns on them, and I'm still cool with them. So, yeah,
you
whatever.
You win by default. He immediately defeats himself by isolating himself, and yeah, it's just a dumb idea.
I think sometimes what happens is like Steve has become such a punching bag for a lot of people. Like, you know, we've been talking a lot about this idea of like the enemy, the common enemy. And I think that for a lot of people, Steve Shives has been made that enemy. And so he feels attacked. And it's just like this negative cycle where he feels attacked and other people feel attacked. And so he feels attacked and it's just like never going to stop, you know?
Well, see, the thing I got to say about that is, he initiated it. Like he created the callus to bring all that out, right? So yeah, he's being attacked, but the thing is he attacks people, then blocks them so they can't see. Then he attacks them from behind a block and he keeps the cycle going of aggression, but no response. So you can't touch Steve, but he's going to talk about you all day long behind your back, blocked out and all that other stuff. So
that's
like,
shitty.
yeah,
that is
people
shitty,
are piling on Steve, but he did kind of, he constructed his own little habitat of hatred towards himself. Like he is to blame for a lot of the reasons why people hate him. Like he has to take responsibility for that.
Yeah, I think that there, like, if the idea is to promote the ideas that he has or to have a conversation about him, then yes, he's sort of isolated himself and done himself a disservice. But I also think there's something weird that happens psychologically, just like with Carl, right? Where social media does things to how people see themselves and how they relate to the world through the internet. And so, like, even though people do stupid shit all the time, you can kind of understand why they maybe did it, right? Like why Steve does that, why he feels, yes, he was on the offensive and he's done some stupid shit, but you can also understand why he feels attacked, right? Everyone makes fun of him constantly and like makes fun of his relationship. And like, you know, from that standpoint, as a human Steve Shives, not just like internet person Steve Shives, I can understand why he does that. You know?
I understand that, but he makes it apparent enough who wears the pants in his household. I mean, like, he doesn't hide that, like, very...
What do you mean?
I mean, like, he makes it pretty apparent who runs the show. He makes it apparent.
Well, this is what I think.
What do you mean?
Well, maybe that's an antiquated term, but you know what I mean? Like, he makes it pretty obvious. Like, okay, the timeline of old Steve Shives and new Steve Shives happens when he gets into his relationship. And there's videos of her, like, coaching him on how problematic his music collection is.
Really?
You know? Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He's not allowed to like what he likes in his household.
That's what I mean.
Pretty bad.
Yes.
And it's harmless stuff. It's not like he's listening to some kind of like, oh God, I couldn't even put it into words, but it was harmless. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Just
your
like,
favorite movies
how
are
dare you
sexist.
like that? Oh yeah, your favorite movies are sexist, which I mean,
I didn't know about that. I mean, I don't know about their relationship. Like maybe he's in a controlling relationship, you know?
Yeah, I don't even want to go there, but I do want to say, from what I've seen in videos, he'll take the L, if they have any disagreement on something he likes that she thinks is problematic, then he takes the L on it,
Takes the L.
He
takes the loss.
Yeah, he
takes the loss.
concedes. Yeah.
Right, like he doesn't stand up for himself.
Right. That's what I've noticed.
Okay, that's fair critique. It's hard to know exactly what's going on there from videos, but yeah, I mean that's kind of fucked up if she's just being
And if I met them personally and I wasn't familiar with their videos, maybe I'd like them both in real life, because this is a weird world we live in here,
Yeah.
Well, a lot of it feels like a fictional thing. There's people on the internet who role play, and like I'm a cartoon character,
right,
some asshole, I guess. But anyways, a lot of people, they take the real life selves, like Steve Shives, and Steve Shives in the video is probably a completely different person than Steve Shives out of the Starbucks.
Yeah, possibly, but
hopefully.
I don't know. I think that with any of these people who become punching bags, it's worth asking what's going on in their real life, because that's kind of where all this starts, or why they're behaving the way they do, why they're doing what they do, instead of just demonizing them point blank.
I guess the problem with Steve in that regard is that he usually attracts a negative attention onto himself by demonizing other people who are unable to respond.
He criticizes people unfairly, without giving them a chance to respond. But people did that to me too, in a sense. People are constantly making videos or tweets, and there was a point where it was too much to if I wanted to respond to everyone, I would just be knee deep in it all, and nobody ever invited me to have that conversation anyway. So I also feel I don't know, people just become useful in a way for a narrative or for rhetoric. And I don't like that, because it's happened to me. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with Steve, or he's never done anything stupid, or he doesn't have any problems or whatever, but I don't like that people do that to Steve as well.
Sure,
I could understand that.
I'm trying to be as fair as possible to him.
It's kind of like harassing a mentally unsound person, right?
Which I love doing.
I mean, you don't know about his mental state, or anybody's mental state, really. I think there are some people who act out online who have mental illnesses.
Oh, totally.
Absolutely.
Some of the biggest characters on YouTube have mental fucking illnesses.
Onision. Anyway,
I was talking Trish Paytas, asshole.
Billy's buddies with Onision, so
that's my bro.
He actually got Onision on the show a few times.
Really,
I'll tell you what,
with Greg?
That's my boy.
Yeah, he is.
That's my boy.
You're actually friends with Greg?
Yeah, I actually go out and hang out with him, not with no YouTube involved. We just hang out.
When I first met Onision, I'll tell you what, he makes you like him. The first moment you meet him, the first thing he said to me wasn't "Hi, I'm Greg. How are you?" First thing he said was, "You're a very manly man, aren't you?" What are you, from Lord of the Rings or something?
Yeah, laying on the sugar.
That's kind of it's manipulative though, and that fits with his weird shit online. He's super manipulative,
I like manipulative people. I do. I'm I dare motherfucker to try and manipulate me, because I will manipulate you further. Let's tango. Let's dance. So I'm not saying he's manipulative, because he's never manipulated me.
You're hard to manipulate.
Exactly. But we hang out and we make stupid fucking videos sometimes, but then sometimes we just go to the mall and hang out at the fucking mall. It's weird.
Well, it's like Laci said about Steve. At the end of the day, everybody's a human being. You know what I mean? No matter all this internet bullshit and blah. I'm right wing. I'm left wing. Let me make this anti-SJW. Let me make this fucking anti-right wing critique. At the end of the day, there's a human being behind there. I mean, I watch Alex Jones videos because he's fucking hilarious. I don't agree with him, but he's entertaining. I can
somebody
say
in the YouTube chat just said Billy's a poor judge of character. All right,
Shkreli and Onision, Ben from the Drunken Peasants.
I'm saying I don't judge character. I don't need to judge character. I don't care about your fucking character. What I care about is what value you have as a human being. And if you're a fucking sick son of a bitch not around me, I don't give a fuck. But if around me you benefit my life in some way, then I give you the benefit of the doubt otherwise.
That's why you're friends with
but
Joe.
that's a bad argument.
I'm not arguing.
like-
I'm saying.
Okay.
I want to hear this. I want to hear this from both ends.
Yeah,
Lacey,
I do.
Tell them why. Tell them why.
Yeah, tell me why.
For a sec. It's like saying, oh, I don't care if this guy is a fucking serial killer when I'm not hanging out with him.
I don't.
As long as you don't.
I don't. If you go around killing people,
I love you, brother.
Yeah, if you go around killing people when you're not around me, don't bring that to my doorstep. Don't be like, I need help burying a body. Like once, okay, I'll help. But more than once, fuck you. You're on your own, dude.
Okay, well, I think that's a poor judge of character because then you're just sort of evaluating someone's usefulness to you. Like, oh, because this person makes me feel good or entertains me or something, that I am okay with whatever horrible shit they might be doing outside of.
Do we throw away a human being because they do horrible shit?
No,
or do
I'm
we
not saying
find
throw them
value?
away. I mean, if they're a serial killer, maybe. But I'm just saying, like,
Do we? If they're not,
oh, you're gonna make that. You're gonna make that.
If the serial killers aren't getting caught, then who are they really hurting?
Oh my god. You just want to be a contrarian at this
No,
point.
I really don't, because this is the thing.
Well, no, Billy. What if Billy rehabilitated the serial killer, though, Lacey?
Oh God! Stop.
Most serial killers are like very personable, good people, anyways.
Very high
like,
IQ.
If you
Onision has such a good personality.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
he
what.
might be a
I'll
serial
tell you
killer.
what. He's one of the most charming human beings I've ever met in person in my life.
Yeah, if
Just
I
like
found
Jeffrey
out,
Dahmer, right?
if I found out Onision was a serial killer, I would probably tell somebody, like at the police station. I probably would. But I don't think he is a perfect person, but I do think he has very many qualities that are great.
You're an enabler.
Before he was doing what he was doing before I was there, and now that I'm there, maybe he's changed a bit. He seems to have grown a little bit since I've hung out with him. He seems to be a different person. And
yeah, I mean, I can understand where you're coming from with that, and I agree with you to some extent. I just think that there has to be a line in terms of what kinds of character traits you're willing to accommodate in a friend simply because they make you feel good.
It's not even about making me feel good. They have to be a great person. I don't have time for people that don't do great things. I need somebody to be an amazing human being.
Greg's an amazing person.
Look what he's done with his life. Here's one thing about Greg. Doing videos with him, I sit down and I see him set up the camera, take the shots, do everything he does, and then he edits them and he releases them daily, if not 2 or 3 times a day, on 4 or 5 different channels.
I'm talking about like his talent or his skill. He's obviously very talented and skilled.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like some of the more questionable things that he has said and done to people.
Well, yeah, and he says and does things because controversy creates attention. Cash.
Oh, you don't want to be Eric Bischoff.
But it creates attention. It creates. He's controversial for a reason. When the YouTuber girl got shot, and I think he publicly said something about where is her God now or whatever, just drumming up the Christians. It's like that's pretty fucked up. That's pretty terrible. Fuck. But like, who am I to judge him doing that? Right? Like. I don't know.
I support and I respect and appreciate your attitude of reserved judgment, because I think that we do live in a time where we are encouraged to very quickly judge people based on very little information. And maybe I'm doing that to Greg, but I also think there has to be some sort of middle ground where you can look at something that someone's done, and understand all the context and everything around it and still be able to be like, yeah, that was kind of fucked up and I'm not a fan of that,
Yeah.
Do you think there's like a hard line to where, like, you know, an average person would probably be a little bit crazy to befriend somebody like, say, I don't know, let's say they were a former serial killer. They served their time. They're still a bit nutty in the head, but you have a fun time with them. They may have killed 12 people. Like,
the likelihood of them getting out of jail is very slim, but yeah, let's say.
But if they did get out of jail, they'd probably be really good at hanging out. If they could, finagle their way out of prison after killing 12 people, they're probably good for some hot hangouts. That's all I'm gonna say.
Someone
hanging
said,
out from a tree, maybe.
Someone said, I stand by the idea that Billy was an abortion resurrected Evil Dead style, and he feeds on the abortions of others, making him fat. He fat spreads a hormone that causes autism. Also, this rap got my prostate sore.
Yeah.
It must have been...
It's all true.
Someone said... I think they were talking about the British girl that was rapping. That bitch was copying Die Antwoord in South Africa. You would love these motherfuckers as guests, but they got a big following. Okay, cool. I just noticed... I just introduced my wife to you guys. Can you say a big hello to Louise and... Or is it Louise?
Eloise? No.
Louise?
Louise.
Yeah, Louise. And tell her I treat her to a cornholio intruder for her birthday.
You're going to have a cornholio intruder. What is that?
Hi, Louise. Good to see you. Hope you're enjoying the show, Louise.
Wow.
What's a cornholio intruder?
I don't know.
It's butt sex.
I was a little bit of the, you know.
Yeah, it's butt sex.
You need to have consent. Hi, Louise.
It's his girlfriend. See, this is... Why is it the default to remind people that they have to have consent? This is fucked
he
up.
just implied that he's just gonna like do this thing.
He said it was his girlfriend's birthday and tell her she's gonna get the cornholio intruder.
Intruder implies unwanted.
Did you see that argument against you, Billy?
What was that?
Hitler made the trains run on time, so we are... so who are we to judge him?
I'm not... No. We don't judge because I don't judge. You can judge all you want, and I'm not going to judge you for judging. I just think your judgment is futile because you're not going to be able to change their life. And I'm not going to discard a human being because other people think they're a shitty person. I'm going to give them the opportunity to show me they're not a shitty person. And when they show me, they're cool. And if I think they're still a shitty person, then kick rocks, bitch. I don't need you in my life. That's simple.
So basically, as long as they don't serial killer you.
No. They have to do much more than not kill me. They have to entertain me. They have to enlighten my thinking every day. They have to contribute to me having a better life through our connection. Or else I don't have time for fucking people like that. I would rather hang out with a serial killer that triggers all of my fucking mental synapses and makes me a better person than hang out with some fucking goody two shoes that makes me bored all day long. You know, give me somebody who excites me and drives me. I want that person next to me. I don't care how many people they killed to get to me. Once they're there, that's my road dog. That's my ace, Billy, and I'm riding with them.
What if I murdered Ben and filled that gap in the life that would have left?
Okay, let's see. Let's see what happens.
Don't encourage him to kill me.
What? I don't know.
I hate you.
I'm just saying. I don't know what would happen. This what if has to play out for me to answer that.
Someone said Billy is right.
I think I get what you're telling me, Billy. Gotcha.
Someone said, Billy is right. That's rule 13 of elevator survival. I think they're talking about you trying to bang me in the elevator.
That's rule 13, man.
Someone said, I had a strange dream the other night that there was a DP snowboard tournament. Ben and Jeff were snowboarding, and Billy was opting to slide down on his belly like a penguin. I think Billy won. Well, that's how you know it was a dream.
What?
Because Billy won.
No, because I used the sweet penguin technique.
Sent you $10 to Streamlabs with a shout out to the missus.
That's for Louise.
Yeah.
And her birthday and her cornholio intruder, which I guess implies no consent.
Someone said, Laci, what's your opinion on watching porn in a committed relationship?
If you guys want to do that, I support you. Just make sure it's good porn. Don't waste your life on bad porn.
What if one partner doesn't want the other partner to do it?
What if what?
What if like one partner doesn't want the other partner to do it?
Stephen Fair with 666 says, Ben, it sounds like your friendship with Billy is really taxing. Be careful. Thanks for the warning with the 666 donation.
Where's my vegan gains knife?
I feel like it would be really hard to be friends with vegan gains.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Mr. Peanut.
I know.
I need more like specification about the couple that is watching porn, but only one wants to watch it. Like, are you watching it on your own? Are you trying to like encourage your partner to watch it?
Let's say there's a hypothetical couple. One goes off on their own and watches porn and masturbates to it. The other one feels uncomfortable with that.
Right. Well, I think you should talk about what about it feels uncomfortable and kind of get down to the bottom of that so that you can understand where the other person's coming from and then make reasonable accommodations based on both of your needs.
Yeah, because there's got to be a give and take somewhere in any relationship. You know, if you don't got a give and take and it's an absolute, then you're already doomed.
I don't know if it's about give and take here. It's about the...
It's not even about porn because people can create porn in their own mind. So, like, what's the difference between watching it on
the partner
on a screen and, like,
well,
thinking...
The partner would be aware of it, right?
It's
so
slim,
it'd be
though,
like
in a way. Like, in the theater of your own mind, you can create whatever scenario you want to, right?
The partner who doesn't want the other partner watching porn has inadequacy issues, right?
It'd be like if I'm banging some girl, right? And I'm thinking of Mercedes Carrera compared to if I'm banging some girl and I'm playing Mercedes Carrera on a projector on the wall.
Yeah.
Sure. Right. And also like porn, sometimes something that I hear from people is like one of the reasons they have a problem with porn is because it exposes their partner to escalating acts, like more extreme stuff.
Like the cornholio intruder?
Right. So the idea would be that like, presumably my partner would not think of those extreme acts. They would just be presented with them. And so that's what makes me uncomfortable, right?
Rationally, you wouldn't want to like subject somebody to something that they probably wouldn't want to do, but you try to kind of pull a quick one on them. I can understand that.
Yeah, or just like concerned about what your partner is watching. It's just like, you know, parents who are worried about violence on TV or whatever. It's like, oh, I'm concerned about the messages that you're getting from the media that you consume.
Yeah, like Dr. Butthole or whatever that show was. Like, if you don't want your kid watching Dr. Butthole and the two lesbian moms, then, you know, turn it off, right?
Yeah, but what if it's your partner that just really likes Dr. Butthole?
Yeah. Do you accommodate them? It seems like something you'd have a discussion over.
Yeah, you need to talk about the butthole, like what aspects of it are uncomfortable.
Hey kids, it's Thunder Thighs Tammy, and I'm here to say you're all fucking gay. I'm the baddest bitch in Flavortown. Lick my asshole, cake brown, then baby, let's pound. Thank you, Witch Cult.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
Are you a porn narrator in your off time, Billy?
They were trying to have me rap the line, but it was kind of written.
It wasn't.
Out of
there wasn't
pentameter.
enough syllables.
It was out of pentameter, so I had to read it.
So we're gonna put the timer up on the screen to put 15 minutes back on before the end of the show. Now that we've caught up with all the donations and everything, so I'll start the timer with the first one that's coming in. So this is your last chance to send in any questions you have before we start wrapping this thing up. So feel free to send them in now. Oh, and by the way, YouTube has been fucking with our channel a lot lately. So when we stream over 2 hours long, only the last 2 hours gets posted for 2 days. If that's the case this time, I'm just gonna keep them. I'm just gonna keep the video on private until that happens. Oh, actually, that's ironic that this just came up.
Yeah.
Let me put that back up again. What is this? Ben, are you aware last night's the Ultra Perspective upload is missing the first 56 minutes? Yes.
That's so weird.
Ben, can I ask you a question? Are you using ultra low latency mode?
No, I'm using the middle one.
Okay, because I had the same problem on something I did.
As far as DP on demand, I'm not uploading anything new to it. I have no reason to upload anything new to it. All my new stuff is going to go onto the DP Patreon. So don't expect anything new getting uploaded by me to DP On Demand.
We're really pushing the Patreon right now.
Yeah, we're really trying to get that up higher. We actually have a goal to get rid of Streamlabs and Super Chat.
And we actually have a goal to buy Laci Green out of her MTV contract and make her an official Drunken Peasant.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm excited
for
that.
Did she sign on to that?
I don't think we haven't got consent yet, but that's
My
where
fee is $5.
$5? I think we can swing that.
You got it.
Oh,
yeah.
Really hurt for cash, you guys.
Oh,
damn.
See, let's start a lemonade stand then, Laci. I'll give you 75% of the proceeds. I'm not hurting for cash, so I'll just take 25% of the proceeds. We'll sell a lot of lemonade.
Is it true that you're like part Persian ethnically?
Yeah.
Yeah? So how did Persians get involved in Latter-day Saints movement?
Well, it's a really weird story. My dad is a refugee during the Iranian Revolution and just, was alone in the United States. And the first group that happened to like take him in and make him feel like he belonged was the Mormons.
That's really interesting. So he wasn't a Muslim when he came over, or?
No, my dad's side, the Iranian side of my family is very secular, atheist-ish.
I found that too. Like ones that came over, in the 70s, like right before the revolution happened and everything. They're very secular.
Islam.
They
hate Islam, and that's why they came here, because the Islamic Revolution.
Yeah.
And the garbage government and the integration of the religion and the government over there. So they hate that.
Scary shit.
They still are like, like my grandma will say, "Oh, I believe it." She has kind of a Pascal's wager thing going on where she's like, "Oh, I believe in God just because what if, just in case, like you never know." But they don't believe in God and they don't go to church and
It's
and my
interesting.
dad didn't when he came over, but he was a kid, so he was very vulnerable. He was very impressionable when he came over. He was like displaced. He was left without his family. My grandma and grandpa stayed in Iran. They couldn't leave. My grandpa was a journalist. He was speaking out against the Shah. It was just like wild times. So all the conditions were right for him to be indoctrinated, and he's still very devout.
I went to a wedding where, I was actually in the wedding party because the groom was a family member of mine, but the bride had family from Iran, and a bunch of them flew in. It was so it was the weirdest wedding because like on my side of the wedding, everyone's drunk, everyone's going crazy. On their side of the wedding, no one's drinking. Everyone's kind of like, what's going on here? A lot of them had to fly in. Like, they had to fly into Amsterdam and then fly from Amsterdam into the U.S. because there's no direct flights from Tehran. Yeah, it's a really interesting thing.
Eric Legion just dropped a $50 donation.
Yeah, Best Peasants Online for the show, I see.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, thank you.
Is this when we make Laci a peasant officially?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Laci, this is how you get jumped in. You have to drink a gallon of what we hope is beer and not puke. I missed that one we just got.
So like growing up as a Mormon, like you didn't even drink coffee or anything, right?
That's right. I actually didn't have coffee until about 2 months ago for the first time.
Really?
Whoa, what was that like?
Delicious.
Like, did you get like a fucking, buzz going?
We live in Seattle, the wonderland of coffee. Do you drink coffee?
I love it now.
I've had maybe 3 or 4 cups of coffee my entire life.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I have that a day.
Really?
Yes.
Good coffee, man.
How'd you grow up in Seattle and not get into coffee? You just don't like the taste?
I think I was too busy eating snacks and shit to drink coffee.
There's snacks with you ever heard of biscotti?
Yeah, I would just do that shit without coffee though.
But yeah,
it tastes really good when you dip
in a
it.
Coffee, or you could get 3 biscottis.
Yeah, I just dip it in hot butter, man. Instead of making a cup of coffee, I'd have a cup of hot butter, dude. It was delicious. Sitting there with my biscotti crab leg. This is tasty. This is a tasty treat. Drinking butter. I think we just missed a couple more while we were sitting here talking about coffee and fucking terrorism.
Delicious.
Wait, we never said terrorism, did we?
Can Laci? Oh God, he's back, guys. Yes, Laci, can you tell Dusty the cockatiel that he's a beautiful bird?
Who's Dusty the cockatiel?
He's a beautiful bird.
Okay. There's a benefactor of the show who has a cockatiel named Dusty, and he gives us good amounts of money to tell Dusty that he's a beautiful bird. But I know it's not like some weird sexual thing because I've seen Dusty the cockatiel.
Oh,
we've
that's
actually
cool.
had
Okay.
him. Yeah.
Dusty, you're a beautiful bird, baby.
Wow.
Thank you for being alive.
Wow, Dusty just fell off his fucking perch just now.
For real, he's molting.
He's molting like a phoenix. He bursts into flames and becomes beautiful Dusty the Second.
Those aren't flames he's busting. He's busting. He's busting bird nuts. The poor man's George W. Bush mode. I can't think of any more George W. Bush quotes. It's been way too long since he's...
I think some of your figures might be inaccurate.
Cute.
I like when he was like, we want to put food on your family.
It's so fucked up that we can look back at George W. Bush.
Dude, it's so fucked up because like I was such a hardcore liberal because I was in my early 20s and stuff when George Bush was president. I hated him so much. He was like basically Hitler to me. And now like when I look back at him, I just kind of laugh at him like, what a fucking goober.
He is a goober. Was he basically Hitler or literally Hitler?
Not basically. Not literally. Like Hitler had camps and shit like that, so obviously not.
Bush never made the FEMA camps until after Katrina. So.
But I mean, like, to me, he was like a horrible dictator doing terrible things. I mean, like, I didn't agree with the wars. I thought they were terrible and everything. But I mean, I look back at him now and I'm like, at least he was charming in his own way. Trump is just not charming to me at all.
And athletic.
Oh, dude, the way he ducked that shoe?
Yeah.
That
the
was
way
like
he gouged that guy's
superhuman.
eyeball out during rugby.
He was a male cheerleader, man. They know how to do shit.
He was
He was
also
a
a
male
member
cheerleader?
of Bohemian Grove.
George Bush was a male cheerleader.
You
yeah.
know, he was also a member of the Skull and Crossbones, too.
You know, he used
What
to go
a
to
daddy.
Bohemian Grove and do the cornhole and shooter.
What? Hell,
Hellbent.
Ben, you don't have to pay us to be on our show, dude.
Hellbent.
Oh, I like you guys. What can I
You
say?
sweet boy.
Me too, man.
I'll blow you kisses. Thank you.
It was a
Damn.
fun show. It was nice to meet Laci Green. It was fun to take Jimmy Dore's place. I had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like to support. You got to support your favorite creators, man, because YouTube ain't gonna do it. I can't say it enough. Like folks on my channel, they've donated a lot of money, and I've used it to help my friends, I've used it to help myself. I mean, where do you think this green screen shit came from? And these wireless headphones, they didn't just come up out of the ground, right? And the way YouTube treats folks, if you don't support your favorite creators, and you don't support your friends too, in addition to that, they just go away, man.
That's
and
true.
I hate to see it happen. I want to see it happen in Drunken Peasants. I want to see it happen even to people like Steve Shives. I may think the guy's a sniffling little. Oh, I'll say my bars,
Censored.
but yeah. Anyways, but I don't want to see him go away. He's
I don't want to see Steve Shives go away, but there's that block list, so it's inevitable.
He wants to see us go away, but hey, try to be better than your enemy, right?
The last donation, I think, can you trigger it again? It's for $1.56. I want to read this one because it was a novel. So I'm a dude with a little dick and massive tits, and I keep intimidating the women in my life with my big old bitch bags. Any advice, peasants? Because mama got a milkshake and she gonna skeet.
All right. I have like perky man tits, so I can't like, yeah, like I can't speak from experience, really. Not yet, anyway. I was skinny for most of my life, and now I actually have like perky man tits now.
Welcome to the club, Benjamin.
You gotta, as a lady who sleeps with non-ladies sometimes, you just gotta own it. Like, you just gotta own your man boobies and just love it and just own your fucking self and don't confidence. It's all about that confidence.
You ever
sometimes
taken,
confidence is kind of faking it till you make it. But if you're not thinking about it, she's not thinking about it.
We're taking like two big handfuls of some big man boobies, like
Hey, there's a type for everybody, you know. And what's the old saying? Guys go for looks, or girls goes for status. You know. Hey, if you got some man boobies, maybe
holy shit,
dress yourself up. Well, hey.
Actually, I was supposed to donate 50 Swedish, whatever they call them.
Damn.
Oh, hold on. Let me bring them both. Yeah, I think he was trying to donate 50 Swedish, whatever their currency is.
Which is 500 of them. And so to correct his mistake, he donates another $50.
Yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah, like 500
we have some
like,
wealthy Swedish fans, apparently. I don't know.
That's
and then
nice.
Carl Rove gave us one too. Let's see if
Let's make that same mistake
his will
again
come
for
up in a
Ben and
second.
Ben alone.
keep them coming, folks. I mean,
So
it
as far
really
as-
is important.
As far as man
I won't
tits
show for
go,
myself, but I'll show for these guys.
Laci, as far as man tits go, you said confidence is very
Here we
important.
go. Here we
right?
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no
this
no
is
no.
the one from before.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
yeah.
next
So-
one's coming
I'm
up
with
in
you.
just a second here.
So should I stock my man tits with like snacks and drinking water for when I'm with a woman? She can like pull out like a beef jerky or something from underneath one of them.
That would be awesome. I would be really into that.
Just coat them in honey and then like lay some Twizzlers over them. You know what I mean? So it's nice and classy.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, like some wild, raw, wild, organic, free range honey.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Laci, if you got on Chris Ray Gun's shoulders, would your combined height be 5'6"? That was.
He is
Chris
he
and
is
I are
Puerto
the same-
Rican.
Are like the same height. No, he's like a couple inches taller than me.
But
So we would
he's
be
like
more
Dynamite.
Than 10 feet.
Dynamite comes in small packages. Chris is a very big persona.
Oh, that's like a
What?
fucking cute ass message from Carl. What the hell? It's fucking cute. It's
Yeah.
fucking cute.
Keeping you, once I got over the SJW versus anti-SJW stuff, I fell in love. I couldn't read what the rest he said.
I like
Not
how it's
what he-
Carl Rove.
It's not what
too.
he said.
It was basically they fell in love.
He
And-
said
and
he was
there
able to enjoy the hashtag content.
Content.
The content.
When Ben says perky man tits, I can't help but think of fat bastard. Perky man tits! Look at my titties!
Cute.
Yeah, I have this. I have a hernia and I can't work out anymore until I get it fixed. I'm getting it fixed this month. I want to lose my perky man tits.
Oh,
I got a hernia lifting weights. It's fucking terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've seen people recovering from that and enjoy them stitches because that's gonna be a sore spot, dude.
Oh God!
That's why I don't exercise.
I'm
not a
already
fool.
I'm already afraid of it. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see
You'll
what
survive,
happens.
but it's gonna be like the worst bruise of your life. That's not gonna go away for like months.
I've had a
Billy.
few surgeries. Like I've been cut open a few times, but yeah, I feel weird. I almost want it. I either have to get it like way before VidCon or after it because I don't want to be on airplanes or whatever and sleeping in hotels or what have you.
Very
I
confident.
mean, I'd say consult your doctor, but personally, I would say after because there's no telling how long that kind of thing will take to heal. Everybody heals a little bit different, right? So
Billy,
maybe go
can
to
I
VidCon
slam?
and try not to do too many pull-ups.
Billy, can I slam your ham hut with my man hammer? From Barry Compton. He's asking. What do you think, Ben? Should we let him?
You let him. He's asking about you.
Yeah, but
I own you.
If I say yes, then I'm gay, right? So if you say yes, it's whatever.
How much you
right?
want to offer me for my hot hoe, man?
For my big butthole.
Yeah.
That's more than $2 for sure. Your $2 donation is not consent to slam my manhole. I'm sorry. I've gotten offered so much more for some butt stuff. I got offered 10 grand just to take a shit on a dude.
Yeah, those are Twitch prices. We're over here
Please
on
tell me
YouTube,
you
man. It's a
did
bit more.
I didn't do it. 'Cause
Why?
The guy was a feeder, and he wanted me. This is legitimately
The
why I
feeder
didn't do
shit
it.
is weird.
He was a feeder, and he wanted me to eat like a ton of food and then shit on him. But I met one of my childhood idols at LAX, like right before I was about to do this, and he got me to go on a diet. So I was like, I can't, man. Sorry, I'm on a diet. So I was like, I can't do it. It was like
Well,
a
you start the
life-changing
diet
moment.
after you make 10 grand.
I looking back on it, maybe I should have, but I turned him down because I didn't want to. I was like, when I met my idol at the airport, I was like, I'm doing this all in,
So you know that you have to sell your dignity on the internet.
I do. But I get top dollar. I get top dollar for my
Someone
dignity.
in our Patreon's chat, which is the one that's up on the screen here, said when they were 7, they got hernia surgery, but they also got a surprise circumcision.
Ain't that about a bitch?
That's actually fucked up.
I know.
That's
really screwed up.
I'm disturbed about that.
Haiku King said that he sent a haiku
joke.
in and it didn't go through. Is there a recent Haiku King?
He needs to get Joe's dick out of his mouth.
Oh my God,
please.
is it that hard?
Joe lost, man.
Oh, but he said he had a haiku. What happened to his?
It got lost just like Joe.
Oh.
Trying to drink against me.
Ooh. Ben's a sore winner. Wow.
What?
Wow.
He was calling me a cunt the whole time.
He was, but
Yeah.
to be fair, I'm pretty sure one of us in here has been called a cunt more than Joe called you a cunt. I'm pointing at you, Laci.
Oh. She's not in here.
What? I meant on the stream.
Oh, okay.
Laci,
Stop breaking
does the
kayfabe.
word
God damn it,
affect
Billy.
you? Does the word affect you at all after like years of being called one? Does it get
Call
to you?
it cunt now.
Yeah, it's just like
Nah, it's pretty much like Australia for Laci Green, I wager. Just cunt's just a regular, like, hey, how's it going, cunt? Just regular deal.
Yeah, it's a normal word there.
I like the word cunt. And
Yeah,
I
I think
don't
there's-
care what people say.
There's
There
a video
you go.
of
You
me
own
calling
it.
you
You know
a
what I
cunt
mean?
like I
Tough
did on
skin.
my
That's
channel.
what I like to see.
I like a while ago. No, call Laci a cunt
Oh.
on like a video. I was joking. I said it at like the end of a video as a bumper, just
You
for no
called me
good
a
reason.
cunt, you little bitch.
I did, yeah. And ever since I met you and saw how fucking cool you were and everything, and I never really thought you were
Call
one.
me a cunt, you little bitch.
I just said it as like a joke, and ever since then I felt bad because I know how cool and sweet you are, and I've been thinking about that forever. I'm like, damn, what if Laci sees this as like Billy's a fucking two-faced scumbag, and I'm like, shit, because I think you're a sweetheart now, and I feel bad, but I'm coming clean now. I'm coming clean. All right.
Well, I will forgive you of your sins as the goddess of the cunts. You are forgiven, my
And
son.
I will.
Do not ever cunt me again, bitch, or you will be hearing from my people.
I will praise you, goddess of
just
the cunts. I will praise you. I will praise you like I should.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. This is a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
I feel
This is a
like
beautiful
we're.
stream.
I feel like we're
it's the
somehow.
greatest stream ever.
I feel like we're somehow consenting in an elevator right now. Am I wrong?
This room is not an elevator.
You don't think? You don't think?
Not an elevator, Billy.
You don't think this is 15 minutes into a stalled elevator?
We've been here for 3 hours.
No. Oh, okay.
I mean, outside of me interrupting the fuck out of people, it's been a great show.
Oh no. Skype makes that happen. If we were all actually here in the same room, it wouldn't happen as much.
Oh, I know.
There's a delay with Skype, so don't feel bad about that at all.
Oh, don't worry. I never feel bad about doing anything to anybody.
The only thing
Well, you could
anybody
be friends with Billy easily then, for what we've learned tonight.
It's true.
We're like peanut butter and jelly. And you're the bread.
I have an open space in my heart for shitty people because so many people discard them before really getting to know them. I'm sorry. I just feel that way.
Yeah, Charles Manson was an okay painter, you know?
But I don't think I can hang out with Manson. He's a fucking weirdo, dude.
Well, he's dead, so you're going to have a hard time doing
I could
that.
take him up if I wanted to.
I don't want to wait for our lives to be over.
Where the fuck that come from?
We were watching the Dawson Creek Marathon the other day, me and Ben.
Yep.
We were snuggled up in bed.
Holding hands.
He was hungover. I was just masturbating
I was like,
normally.
you know what? I knew Katie Holmes when I was in high school.
Yeah, she went to
Notre Dame Academy in Toledo, Ohio. All girls Catholic school.
I think I've been away from weed for too long because, that sounds like something I'd do when I was high. It's like, fuck it, let's just watch Dawson Creek, the entire fucking thing.
Oh, Ben and I were not watching Dawson's Creek. That was a joke.
It's a terrible rainy day. Why don't we just snuggle in bed all day, schnookums?
Schnookums.
Snuggums. Pookie ookie.
Yeah. So the show's over now. Thanks to Laci. Thanks to Hellbent.
Always a pleasure.
You guys are always welcome back.
Yeah, you too. This was fun.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Have a good night, everybody.